Just again as it breaks on Sports 56 with me, Tina Tires.
Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Welcomes you to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour of The Experience is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. All things diesel for over 26 years. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Oh, yeah! Welcome and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Peter Edmiston Experience featuring CJ Hurt with the fabulous production of none other than Zach Boyd. And we're going to introduce everybody more officially here momentarily. Want to say hello to all of our listeners out there, whether you're listening on the radio, on the internet, whether you're streaming us in one of our platforms, whether you are listening in the future to the podcast, which will be uploaded, and now you're listening. Even then, it's like time travel. Welcome to everybody who is listening. Thank you for bringing us into your whatever it is that we're bringing us into. Thank you for that. We got a big show for you. We got lots to discuss. We have a national champion in the world of football, and it is none other than LSU. We'll discuss the Tigers' big win last night over the Tigers as they cemented their status as perhaps the greatest team in the history of college football. Maybe. Greatest offense? Probably. We'll discuss all of that coming up on today's program. Also on today's program, we'll discuss from the highest highs to the lowest lows. Cheating. Blasphemous cheating in one of America's most pristine sports.
Basketball, everybody knows what everybody's going to run because of advanced scouting and advanced analytics. And we're just like, yeah, that's cool. Baseball, no. Do not do that. It's the damnedest thing.
Well, there's a little more to it than that. But yes, you're right. It is a little bit different for sure. We'll discuss coming up. Did Zion Williamson fall asleep last night on the bench watching a close game?
Yes.
Perhaps he did.
Yes.
It certainly appeared that way. What does that mean for Zion, who looks like he may be coming back this week, and thus for the MLK Day game, looks like we could have Zion versus Ja 1 versus 2 in the draft. That could be on. We'll see. So we'll certainly talk about that. Last night the Pelicans did win in overtime, becoming the first team to score more points in overtime than they scored in the fourth quarter, which is hard to do. But there you go. That's what they did. So there was all of that to discuss. A shocking turn of events in the AAC. We'll discuss all of that too. So it's all on the docket today. And of course, we need all of you to be involved, and we'll tell you how to get in touch with us. But first, now officially saying hello. And this is me, right?
Yeah, this is you.
So I'm Peter. What's up? I like long walks on the beach. I like candlelight dinners. I like hanging out, playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
What's up? My co-host across the table is none other, very clean looking today because he got that hair is particularly the head is particularly shiny today. I don't know if you put like some kind of a oil situation or a shea butter balm or something on there, but it's catching the light. It's almost in my eyes a little bit. But that's all right. He is none other than CJ Hurt.
Hey, everybody. I like nice back rubs. I like roller coaster rides.
Yep.
And holding hands as we walk in the park.
Talking to me or
no? I'm just you were telling everybody what you like. Long walks on the beach, candlelit dinner. I was just telling everybody.
You said
what
we,
I like.
so I don't.
I said we.
Yeah.
When?
You said holding hands as we walk in the park.
Well, not you and I, but me and my loved one.
I'm the only one in the room with you, so.
No, I wasn't thinking about you when I said the we. I was thinking about my loved one. The wife.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to see if you want to go to the park after.
No,
That's
definitely not. Not with
fine.
you. No.
All right. Well, that's cool. Let's then turn to the third member of the squad. Oh, there it is. There it is. Rack City's finest. He is America's soy toy. He don't eat no meat. He can't be beat.
You don't scream in your wildest dream.
He don't eat. Well, no, he does eat veggies, and he does know Reggies, as a matter of fact. Ladies and gentlemen, producer extraordinaire Zach Boyd.
What's going on, guys?
Nothing much.
You
Zach.
tell us, Zach.
You know, I love money, and I love my family. Let's keep it simple, cause I don't have a wife, so I can't say that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Just straight to the point.
I love money. I love money, and I love my family.
Zach can make a broke chick rich, but he don't mess with broke chicks.
Woo! TMT, the money team.
Hey.
You got to come with the bag.
Zach Money Boyd over here. Scare money, don't make money.
No.
He knows all about that. All right, well,
All right.
my man over here
Just
getting
loves
it.
money.
getting it.
Cream, baby.
Uh-oh. All right, well, I'm with you. I also love money. That works out great.
I think everybody loves money.
Who doesn't? They say money can't buy happiness, CJ. That's what they tell me.
Money can buy a trampoline. Have you jumped on a trampoline and not been happy?
Nope.
I rest my case.
It puts a smile on your face when you see your bank account.
I can tell you this. The money cannot buy happiness, but not having money can definitely buy sadness.
Oh, yes. Oh,
So,
jeez.
I hate quoting him, but having money is not everything. Not having it is.
Mhm.
That's some real stuff Kanye said before.
That was
I realized he was a lunatic.
that's true.
That was before.
Yeah.
He lost his mind. That's
That was
great.
before.
Well, his mind was clear. Apparently, he's always been this way,
He has been.
and we're just now noticing it though.
Picking up on it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Because the bars are so fire.
I think they were. I'm not so sure now. Are I think it's
Well, true.
were certainly. I totally agree with that. All right. So we've got in the next little bit.
My bad.
What are you doing over there? Did you fall asleep for a second?
No,
what
no.
happened?
How does he fall asleep and hit the button?
I don't know.
No,
I thought he was like, let me just turn off the mic. What are we doing?
no. I was.
Oh, my.
I got an echo over here, so I'm just trying to figure out where it is coming from. So that's why it was a mistake.
Yeah, I think whatever the problem is, the solution is not turning off.
No, it's not. It's not.
that I can tell you. So let's not do that anymore. Yeah, we mentioned last night the championship game we will discuss. If you want your thoughts to be read out over the air, I would suggest that you text us on the First Bank text line. How do they do that, Zach?
You can call us on our First Bank phone line at
Ooh, that's low.
901-360-8255. You can text in on our First Bank
that's
text line.
there's the part I was asking about, but yeah, you went right into the spiel, but okay.
It's part of, like, it's ingrained in my head at this
Okay.
point.
All right, okay.
So you can text us on our First Bank text line at 67129.
67129, you say?
Yes.
67129. And if you have not texted us before, you must text 56JOIN, 56JOIN, 56JOIN. One time.
One time.
That's it. 67129. You'll get a confirmation text, and then you are locked and loaded. Your phone is loaded up with us, and then you can save it as a contact. And that's what I definitely recommend that you do. You could that first time you do the 67129, but then just save us as a contact. Save us at Sports 56 or AM 560 or 96.1 or 87.7 or wherever you listen to us. That way you can fire off a text angrily or happily or whatever it may be at any given time. And that would be great. We'd love to hear from you. Also, your phone calls as well. We'll have plenty of time to take those. We'll also talk tonight. Grizzlies in action against the Houston Rockets, looking to extend to a 6-game winning streak. No Russell Westbrook tonight for the Houston Rockets as he's being held out, even though you're not technically supposed to do that on the road, but they're going to do that anyway. And you might think, well, what a break for the Grizzlies, and maybe so, but Russell Westbrook has not played all that well this year, I don't think. So it may actually not be a break for the Grizzlies. Shooting like 20-some-odd percent, 28% from three. It's not good.
No.
So James Harden, though, is playing. He's probably going to have 50 points. It's the
45 of which from the free throw line.
Last time he was here, he had 44, I think, and it was like the easiest 40. I mean, or it was the least like you would think 44 would be demonstrative. It was just doing normal stuff. It's crazy to watch them play. So that's tonight. We'll discuss that. We'll talk a little bit about where the Tigers stand as well. Rankings out yesterday. Tigers did not fall out of the top 25 because everyone lost in the top 25. So they just kind of kept going. Got a big one coming up against Cincinnati on Thursday. We'll start to get into that as well. That was good news overall. As we said, some shocking news on the football side of the AAC. De'Aaron King is going to transfer from Houston. We'll discuss what that means going forward. So lots to delve into, but let's start with the championship game last night. LSU wins it. We said they would, and they did. Mm-hmm. We are brilliant. Take a moment to bask in that brilliance.
Are we?
Yes, we are. Everyone else, as I recall, said Clemson was going to win.
No, I thought that nobody
Is that
believed in Clemson.
Is that
I thought
true?
that's what was going on.
That's what.
Get ready. I got a lot of Clemson. I've been working on it. I can't not say Clemson.
Lean into it.
I'm here. Clemson got waxed. What's this?
Is this LSU?
This is LSU.
Oh, okay.
I don't associate this. I mean, I'm here for them doing neck though.
Yes.
Oh boy, that's
like
That gets a little.
Yeah.
I had that on the broadcast last night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one you can't even. I don't even know how to clean that up for our show. But it's a very profane chant.
Get it.
But funny, amazing kind of story and how that thing is taking control. This is what it's all about. So this is the fight song. It's like, you know my theory on fight songs.
They all sound the same.
You can just make them up as you go along. You can just throw a little flourish in there. They all sound the same. But that's why fans always have some other little thing.
Yes.
And for LSU fans, it happens to be the neck thing, which I can't get into, but you can Google it and figure it out. Mm-hmm. There's always some little thing like that because the fight songs are just antiseptic. They're other than maybe a handful that are particularly notable. Otherwise, whatever. Okay, yeah, Borg, whatever. Let's get the real deal. And they got the real deal. They're doing this stuff on Bourbon Street. They're doing it last night because LSU took control and Clemson got smacked around.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I mean, it was after jumping out to a 17-7 lead and kind of surprising LSU with a little bit of a weird. Well, that's it weird, but an unexpected defensive formation, doing a little 3-3 stack to start as opposed to four-man fronts, and which changed up their coverages, and Burrow had a little trouble, kind of not I would say trouble, but just that adjustment period of trying to figure out how best to attack it. I think Steve Ensminger and Joe Brady on the offensive side kind of had to take a few series to come to grips with what they saw. Once they got it, once they figured out what they needed to be doing, then that was it. It was ball game at that point. Jamar Chase had 300 catches for 5,000 yards. It was, he really had, 240 something?
He had, 6 catches, 160-some yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half?
Yeah, first
half?
Yeah, it was 240 something, and he dropped a touchdown. He should have had another touchdown. He dropped just a perfect throw. And he would have caught it 99 times out of 100, and somehow he didn't in this one. But otherwise, LSU, flawless offensively. They've scored the most points in a season, any team in the AP era. And obviously, they've played 15 games. That helps them in terms of scoring the most number of points. But Joe Burrow sets the new single-season touchdowns record, 60 touchdowns over the course of the season. Had 18 touchdown passes, 19, I believe, actually, over the SEC championship game, the semifinal, and the final. And that was against 3 of the top 4 teams in the country. In short, CJ, dominance from LSU, a worthy national champion. What a story from Ed Orgeron, and what a season, man! They were undoubtedly the best team in the country.
LSU, I do believe, played 4 of the teams that ended the year in the top 10. 4 teams that end the year in the top 10, and beat them by an average scoring margin of 20. Like, what? Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, and I can't. Florida? Florida's the other one. Florida finished in the top 10. Average scoring margin of 20. Like that is dominance right there. That is you separating yourself from everybody else on the field. And I think talks about them being one of the great teams in college football's history is warranted. Anytime you have a quarterback like Joe Burrow, and I preface this by saying, I don't like the way we value the quarterback position. Thus, I don't like quarterbacks that much. Joe Burrow is a bad man. Joe Burrow's out there hurling them hash browns. He is great.
Oh, he's tossing that tater.
He is tossing the tater, and you got some tater-toters also.
By the time he tosses that tater is in the tater tots.
Man. It took him a while, like you said, to him and Brady, a while to figure out how best to attack that Clemson defense. Once they figured it out, that was it. It was a wrap. Clemson scored 8 points after that. And LSU went on a 35-8 run. Like, it's ridiculous watching what Joe Burrow is able to do. His ability to avoid pressure in the pocket and get outside the pocket while keeping his eye downfield, looking for the open man, reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson. And that is somebody who, at the next level, if we project to the NFL, like, that's somebody you need. That is a football player. That's a quarterback who you can do some things with. The pocket isn't always going to be clean. But if you're able to prolong plays and wait till your receivers can get open against first-round draft picks, Clemson's first-round draft pick at cornerback, name escapes me right now, looked silly. They had to move him off Chase because he was getting burnt every single play. That 2-touchdown, 160-yard first half was on a first-round NFL projected
number 8.
First-round NFL draft pick.
Number 8, right?
Yeah. Like
A.J. Terrell.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy what he was able to do in Joe Burrow. Like, that's wild. We don't get to see many of those come through.
Yeah, that will be. I mean, you're not going to play a guy like Chase very often, but you will in the NFL, and that was not good for his draft stock.
Mm-hmm.
To have to be taken off, they stopped the fight. They said,
"Nope, we can't. We got
nothing
in
the towel. We can't. You can't keep doing this to this man." That's the kind of thing you don't recover from. I mean, that's a mental beating. That's a physical and mental beating.
Mm-hmm.
You just, you got to take some time, personal time on that one.
First half. What is it like going into the locker room and knowing you got torched and your coach says, hey, don't worry about it. I got you. You're not going to cover him anymore. We got to put you on somebody else.
Now, problem is they got like 5 phenomenal receivers. So maybe you're not on the best one, but you're still on a guy that's going to play in the NFL. So sorry, we can't just completely hide you forever. But you can't cover this guy anymore.
No.
That privilege is revoked. I'm afraid. The thing with Burrow, he's the ability, and I guess it's hard to. It's true of all quarterbacks, but it's hard to untangle him and the offense. Who does what and all that. But he ran it beautifully, and when we return, we'll get into some of those comparisons on a bigger scale because the way that they played this game merits a bigger scale discussion, not just about this year, but about all years. We'll get into that as this hour of the program continues here in the Family Leisure Studios, where family and fun come together. They got to make room for incoming inventory, which means you could save thousands on all floor model spas, floor model play gyms up to 50% off, patio furniture 10 to 50% off. Don't wait till May to purchase that swimming pool. Buy now and get scheduled for spring installation. It does get busy, so make sure you get scheduled and get that all taken care of. Over at Family Leisure, 2120 Wooden Road, just north of I-40. This hour is the Hour of Power, brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors, mid-southpower.com. That's where you'll find the great folks at Mid-South Power, 3225 Mill Branch. If you are looking for anything diesel-related, diesel engines or diesel engine repair, if it's repair that you guys are doing yourself in your shop, then they've got the parts for you, no problem. If you want them to do it, they've got an in-house dyno that can diagnose whatever's going on and get that fixed for you. Heavy duty, light duty, medium duty, agricultural, marine, you name it. If it's got diesel engine, they can help you over at Mid-South Power, mid-southpower.com. Go see them at 3225 Mill Branch. Back after this, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we give you this magic music, which will inspire the perfect hire to begin clog dancing. Okay, there's no magic music, but skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire and try skills tests for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for Football Grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland, or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour of the Experience is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. All things diesel for over 26 years. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Such a long way to go. So I'll ride it like the wind, right like the wind. You know, this combines the Christopher Cross, who's singing right there, and also, you know, you got Michael McDonald back there doing the background. So I mean, like, this is a real heavy hitting. It's one of why this may be my favorite soft rock song of all the soft. Yeah, it's up there. I'll put it that way.
I meant to tell you, 1619, that podcast has a great episode.
About
episode
soft rock.
3.
That would be.
Yes. Well, yes.
Interesting.
Yes, it does.
Confluence.
It starts with the conversation of, because they say everything we've said, like soft rock is remarkably soulful, and so it goes from a conversation about soft rock to achievement in music by black people, and how the culture of the post slavery culture of blackness has a heavy influence on our popular culture today as far as entertainment goes. It's great to listen to.
Okay.
Definitely give it a listen.
I like that.
1619 podcast episode 3 is outstanding.
I like that. Okay. Welcome back to the program. I am Peter. That is CJ. Zach producing today's extravaganza for all of you. Zach took a little bow over there, which I appreciate your flourish. For just me and CJ, but thank you.
I can't get any love?
I just gave you love. What do you want?
Anytime you want to take a bow, man, just bow. Just bow randomly during the show.
Yeah.
We need that.
Feel free. If you need to curtsy. Whatever you got to do. Coach O says this is going to be one of the greatest teams in college football history. They did the top 11 players of all time at halftime of this game.
Mm-hmm.
And, none of them were born before. I mean, if you started playing after, 1985, you were pretty much out of it.
Mm-hmm. So that's when football players were meant.
It's ridiculous.
No Reggie Bush.
No, I mean,
are you kidding me?
No Tim Tebow. I mean,
Adrian
you can say what you want about the guy. The
AP.
Adrian, I mean, yeah, you can say what you want about the dude. He had 3 million touchdowns and whatever. Cam Newton was. Vince Young was amazing in college.
Just pick any one of the Alabama running backs and receivers.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of those guys. The defensive players. I mean, there's plenty of those.
But when you narrow this thing down to 22, or 11.
Yeah, that's why lists are stupid.
Yes, very much so.
Lists and here's the other thing: lists across eras are doubly stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot compare eras in sports, football, really any sport.
Mm-hmm.
Go up and down the list. Whether it be because of rules changes, because of integration, whether it be technology, pure athletic. Just evolution, the size continue. I mean, guys are bigger, stronger, faster, all that stuff, and they will be. The next generation will be bigger, stronger, faster, probably than this generation. That's inevitable. It's just how it works. You can't compare it across the generations. It's like the game is totally. They showed the highlight of when Clemson and LSU played in the Sugar Bowl back in '59. They threw 6 passes in the game. I mean, it's not even, this unrecognizable type of game. So yeah, I hate that stuff. These lists just mean nothing to me.
What would be more jarring for you if you grabbed those two teams and brought them to last night's game? Would it be the fact that Joe Burrow is throwing for 463 yards and 5 touchdowns, or that there were so many black people on the field? Which one would surprise them more?
I think the latter.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I don't know. I think seeing somebody throw like that might catch them off guard. So.
No, I think they'd be like, "What in the world? No one's mad about this?"
I think they get over that though. They'd be like, "Oh, okay, this is how we rocking." Okay, cool.
I'm not sure they get over it that fast, but yeah. Then I do think they'd be like, "What? This dude's throwing the ball this much? What is happening?" But he's Joe Burrow, man. You can. I did not know that he was capable of this. Who did going into this season? He looked like, yeah, okay, he's pretty good, but this Heisman Trophy winner, 60 touchdown passes, looking like one of the best quarterbacks to ever play college football, putting dimes out there, dropping the ball right into perfect positions more often than not. Guys, in his philosophy of, as long as the cornerback is not looking back, you're open. I don't care how close he is to you. If he's not looking back, that means I can throw the ball in that one little spot where he isn't going to be able to. And he does. He puts it right on that last touchdown pass was just like an NFL. There's so many NFL throws out there. They're all NFL throws. I mean, it's crazy. So, man, I don't know. I don't know how you. My question is, and we talked about it a little bit in the last segment, but how do you, we talked about Tim Tebow and what he did. We talked about Cam Newton in college. Vince Young, spectacular players, didn't necessarily take that on and have any kind of success at the pro level. In Tim's case, in Cam's case, had a lot of success. How do you differentiate the player from the offense? Would Joe Burrow, is he good enough to do it in any offense, or is it just this offense that's going to work? How does that affect your evaluation of him? How do you go about making that kind of differentiation?
You have to see them play against comparable talent to really get a feel for what any player can do, especially at the quarterback position. And And so looking at those games, the game against Alabama, this game here, game against Georgia, game against Oklahoma with comparable talent on the field, Florida also. So it might have been 5 teams that they beat by 20 in the top 10. You've got to take a look at that and see what he does. And there are moments there where Clemson's defense absolutely gets at Joe Burrow. And it is okay, he's going down for a sack. I thought he was going down for a safety that first drive of the game. Clemson's defense comes up, great design blitz. Talk about the 3-3 that they were running. Blitz comes in, they don't pick it up. It's a defender wide open, just got to take a shot on him. It's another defender in the area. He's able to just enough slide his feet over to avoid that first defender and outrun the other one long enough to throw the ball down the field. Now, there was an illegal man downfield penalty on that play because he extended it so long, but he was able to escape the pressure and throw a dime down the field. And you see that from him consistently. And that is what makes me think that at the next level, he'll be good. Anybody can be good, especially at the quarterback position, when you have the more talented dudes, when your skill players are so much more talented than your opponents. All right, anybody looks good. Everybody looks good doing that. When you get to the NFL, everybody's relatively the same, and you're not going to get that clean pocket to step up into and hurl the ball. So can you make throws with different arm angles? Can you make throws off back leg that are accurate? How accurate are you from the pocket? Can you get it outside the pocket, extend the play, and keep your eye down the field? That is what I'm looking for in a college quarterback. And Joe Burrow can absolutely do all of those things. I am really confident that he will be a good NFL quarterback.
I am too. I really, anyone that's that accurate can put the ball, and make those decisions. And so many times, as you point out, he's able to do the little things that can get him opportunity. Like you saw last night, there were 2 or 3 plays where Clemson had him dead to rights, should have sacked him, and he somehow kind of slides away.
He's slippery, man.
He's not the fastest dude in the world, but he's plenty fast. He's fast enough. He had that key play in the first half where you're at the 30 some odd yard line. You have no timeouts left, 29 seconds, and they run quarterback draw. If he'd been tackled, if anything else happened, he's you're probably screwed. You got to go out there and rush the field goal team out, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't. Instead, he runs out of bounds, 20-yard gain. They score a touchdown at the end of the half, which really gave them a big boost going into the halftime. So, that stuff, he has that knack. He's got that thing. I would have no problem, and I expect the Bengals would have no problem whatsoever with making him the number 1 pick and not even thinking twice about it. He's clearly that caliber of player. Think about this. He threw 60 touchdown passes this year. In the previous 4 years.
Oh, hit him with that one. That
LSU,
is beautiful right there.
Combined, they threw 59 touchdown passes.
How many years was that?
Past 4 seasons combined. 59 touchdown passes in 4 seasons combined. This year, 60 alone from Burrow. And it wasn't just Burrow. It was the entire overhaul of that offense with Emsbinger allowing, and signing off on bringing Joe Brady in from the Saints as the passing game coordinator and changing everything in the playbook. I mean, the story was told about Joe Burrow getting his playbook about a year ago after and going into next year, and he looked first page different, second page different, third page different, 20th page is different. He's like, this is entirely new. We got to learn everything all over again. And they all dove right into it, and as a result, they turned unstoppable. It was not easy. That's why I give so much credit to Orgeron, because, man, look, it's very easy, and a lot of coaches have done it, where they know best, and their system is going to work. And by God, I'm going to make my system work. I don't care what it costs. I don't care what it takes. If y'all can't do it, it's y'all's fault, because my system is unassailable.
Yep.
That's what a lot of these coaches think. And he didn't think that way. He said, you know what? We're LSU for the longest time. We haven't treated the passing game with respect. We haven't been able to throw the football. Like how has LSU had no quarterback to speak of in the last decade plus? I mean, how does this work? we got all this talent and nothing's happening with it. Something's wrong. And he went out and solved that problem in the most incredible way possible. There's not necessarily a lot of dudes that would have the humility to do that, to say, I'm wrong, and I need to find a way to get this fixed. Big credit, man. The dude he's unique, but it doesn't mean, I know for a fact that no one would be more blown away by this than him, having grown up, south of New Orleans. There's not a whole lot south of New Orleans, but I
thought the ocean was south of New Orleans.
It is, but there's a little bit in between.
Okay.
And he's in one of those things that's in between.
Okay.
From a place called La Rose, Louisiana, which is probably going to be swallowed up here soon enough by the rising sea. Seriously, I'm not joking. Like, they've lost a ton of their land already, and they will probably lose more over the next few years. But that's where he's from. So he grew up watching LSU and Notre Dame in these slugfests. He grew up, that was all they talked about. That's all. So for him to do, I can't imagine what that means to him, especially. And you could tell how much it meant to everybody there. And everyone is, I'm sure, still drunk right now. It's 7:42. I'm sure everyone is still on Bourbon Street
getting it,
or passed out. By this point maybe, but I doubt it, because they school's out today. School's out today, so. Not here. Sorry, guys. But down there, it is.
We got exclusive audio.
Exclusive audio?
Exclusive.
Exclusive to us?
Yeah.
Well, exclusive to everybody.
To everybody.
Okay.
Exclusive to everybody, yes. All right.
Yeah.
It's an exclusive.
So here's the exclusive audio
Okay, I'm
of what
excited about
Coach
this.
O was saying on the field when the confetti was falling down.
All right, let's get it.
That's true. That's a good point. Good point, Coach O.
the growth mindset.
Hadn't thought of it like that.
You've mentioned it before, and that there are a lot of top programs, a lot of college football blue bloods that are down right now, that aren't where they believe they should be, aren't where they've been historically speaking. Texas, Miami, Florida State, Michigan, USC, UCLA. Just to name some off the top of my head that aren't where they've been before and where fans think they should be. And the talent is there. It is hard for me to believe that the talent all of a sudden got up and left Texas, got up and is no longer at Miami, not at Michigan. What has to happen, though, is these coaches have to take a look not only at the talent that they bring in, but at how they're coaching and what they're running and say, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to change. And LSU and Ed Orgeron is a perfect example of that. You're right. You bringing it up. How do you have all of this talent? You had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. and a stud running back. How could that not lead you at least to an SEC title game appearance? How could that not make you more competitive with the Alabama in your conference? Mm-hmm. Because Les didn't want to change. Les didn't want to adapt. This is the way I've run things. My system works. You guys believe in it, and it'll work. Oh, you guys are believing in it, and it's not working. You guys must not be running it the right way.
Well, you must not be the right guys.
Instead of saying, hey, you know what? Maybe my system needs to change. Maybe something's wrong with the way I'm doing things. He doesn't do that. He ends up leaving the game. Now he's at Kansas, and Ed Orgeron steps in at LSU, and it is okay. I don't know everything. The way I did things once upon a time clearly didn't work for me. I need to make some changes. And in year 2, it is I need to step further away from this. I need to go out there and get somebody I can trust with this offense and trust them to do good things with this offense. It is fine to admit, hey, I did it this way for 7-8 years. Now that's not going to work anymore. Nick Saban did that by bringing in Lane Kiffin. And the NFL, Bill Belichick does it basically every year, where it is, hey, I got to take a look at what I'm doing and adjust and adapt to what the game is doing right now so that you guys can't catch me. Because if you keep running the same thing, you keep running the same stuff, people will catch you and surpass you. It's not going to work anymore. You've got to be willing to adapt and change. Or get out the way. Out of the way.
Well, and you saw it happen to Les Miles.
Yes.
And now he's in Kansas, and I don't know who knows what's going to happen there. But, yeah, it was not an easy situation for him. Jimbo, I think you're seeing the same thing with Jimbo and Texas A&M, another guy that had great success, but things change, and you have to change with the times. You have to be willing to adapt, or you will be left behind. When we return, We'll get into the historical aspect of last night because there were some history-making moments for sure. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to get into the filthy, disgusting cheating in that filthy, disgusting sport of baseball where it's just everyone is cheating. It sickens me to even discuss such things. We'll have to get into the gutter a little bit and talk about it. Also, we'll talk about the potential for a 6-game winning streak, maybe, for the Grizzlies tonight as they continue their homestand against the Houston Rockets without Russell Westbrook. We'll talk Tigers, too, and more. Your texts, your calls when we return. This is the Peter Edmiston Experience, live from the Family Leisure Studios with CJ Hurt. Sports 56, AM 560, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Experience true freedom in a Can-Am off-road vehicle. How? Through the Can-Am Holiday Sales Blitz that's happening now. From the valleys to the hills, from the dunes to the farm, they're ready. And they won't let anything get in their way, because this is where you ride best. Get to Olive Branch Motorsports for the Holiday Blitz sales event and get yourself a new Can-Am off-road vehicle at a great price. For a limited time, get up to $3,000 off on select 2019 models. Olive Branch Motorsports, 5656 Goodman Road, or online at obmotorcycleatv.com.
It's free furnace time. Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Are you considering replacing your air conditioning system this spring? Well, January is one of our slowest months of the year. Our warehouse is full and our crews are slow. So to spark business during the cold winter months, Conway Services is giving away Carrier 80% gas furnaces absolutely free with the purchase of a standard Carrier air conditioning system. That's right, purchase a Carrier air conditioning system in the month of January and get a gas furnace absolutely free. That's up to $2,000 in savings. And if that's not enough, we'll include an April air cleaner, a 10-year parts warranty, and a free Nest thermostat. Plus, get your new system for as low as $114 per month or 12 months interest-free. Now, you can do that. And you know with Conway Services, you'll be receiving our award-winning service every time. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating system, we'll come out and inspect it absolutely free.
384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
And the coach calls timeout.
Wait a minute, you can't call timeout when you have leaks and Mother Nature is roaring through your home.
A technical foul from outer space may be in order.
Don't know about that, but we can measure your roof from outer space at BrianElderRoofing.com.
So if you need repairs or wondering if you think you may have a claim,
call me before you call your insurance company. And we've got 0% interest for 60 months with approved credit. We won't try to sell you a new roof if all you need is a repair.
My friend Chris Price, a longtime donor of the U of M. Call him, 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
God bless America, Penny and Mike, and go Tigers.
And now back to the game.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Help us make room for our incoming inventory at Family Leisure. Save thousands on all floor model spas. Floor model play gyms up to 50% off. Patio furniture 10 to 50% off. Don't wait until May to purchase your swimming pool. Buy now and get scheduled for the spring installation. Additional discounts on all swimming pools, grills, fire pits, outdoor kitchens. Get to I-40 and Whidden Road. There's always something good at Family Leisure.
Family and fun come together.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour of the Experience is brought to you by Mid-South Power Distributors. All things diesel for over 26 years. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is.
mean, you can feel it, right? You can feel that.
I
want you to show me,
In
girl.
the back, girl.
Back with you on a beautiful Soft Rock Tuesday. Ooh.
This is Zach's wheelhouse.
You can show me. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a great karaoke song. Great karaoke song. Great karaoke song.
Great karaoke song as you're being dunked into ice water with snakes.
Ooh, boy, that's killer karaoke. I'm showing CJ clips of that. Oh, it's one. I had forgotten all about that show, but man, we got to bring that thing back. Go look those up. Go look those up.
What's it called again?
Killer karaoke. Oh man, yeah, it's wild. I'm just saying, if you really want, like, people got to understand what karaoke is. We had this discussion before, but it's entertainment. So you put a little, I want you to show me out there, and you get into it. People are gonna love it. Like, that's what people. That's what the crowd's here to see. They're not here to see, a solid belting out of a new hit.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine. Like, but if you really wanted to get them off their feet, you gotta lean into it. Perform a little bit. You don't have to be the best technical singer out there.
All right, good for me.
Which is fortunate for you. You don't have to be. Texter 67129 says, "Can you imagine the LSU practices when the first teamers on O&D square off? Stingley, Delpit, Queen, and Fulton versus Chase, Jefferson, Marshall, and Moss. Maurice Hampton was an Under Armour All-American SEC Freshman of the Week versus Arkansas, and pretty much plays special teams and mop-up duty. Yeah, former MUS product, was a spectacular athlete, and can't. I mean, how could you get on the field? That's very difficult. You see those dudes that are out there. He has racked up a bunch of big-time players, a bunch of serious dudes, and that's why, his statistically, CJ. I mean, you have to go back and I don't know. It'll take time to kind of look through all the history and all that stuff, but they beat the best of the best, pretty much. You can't make a claim with regard to their strength of schedule. You can't make a claim with regard to how they won these games, how well they played. They beat a bunch of teams. Maybe if Tua's healthy, I guess, but Alabama just didn't seem to have it this year, even with Tua. LSU seemed to be better. Clemson hadn't lost in 2 years. 2 years plus, 741 days, in fact. And they got whipped by Clemson. I mean, they got whipped by LSU. This is the highest scoring team in modern college football history. Quarterback has the most touchdowns in the history of the sport. Most touchdowns responsible for. 65 touchdowns responsible for, including his rushing touchdowns.
Had one last night
in the history of the sport. And in this game, absolutely took Trevor Lawrence to the woodshed in the comparison of the two quarterbacks. Took him out and back, and
back, girl.
Yeah. He took him. That was a woodshed beatdown, is what that was. Trevor Lawrence looked increasingly rattled as the game went on. Did not throw a touchdown. Threw a pick, which he hadn't done in 7 games prior to this. Clemson was terrible in third downs. Some of that was the defense, which did show up from LSU standpoint, but also some of it was just he wasn't accurate. I mean, like he just didn't step up when he was up against a really good defense and a really good quarterback that continued to put pressure, and that offense that just kept scoring, and he knew he had to do it. He couldn't do it.
The way that they beat the good teams that they played, like I agree with you. You can't compare across generations, but I'm not sure if we've seen something this dominant on a year basis, like a single year. When you look at what LSU did against, like I said earlier, 4 of the top 10 teams they played beat them by 20 points. You're talking about Clemson and Georgia. Those are top 4 teams. Then you throw in there Florida and Alabama, and don't forget Auburn sitting there in the top 15 as well. And it's not a sniff. It's not close. Texas in the top 25. So that's 6 teams in the top 25. And the Texas game early in the season was the closest of those. where it was, okay, maybe they've got a legit shot to knock LSU off. The rest of them, they're up so big in some of these games. It is wild to sit back and take stock in what they are from a perspective, from a national, across generation perspective, to sit back and think about who they are and what they've been. Oh, and I forgot Oklahoma. I'm sorry. It's 5 top 10 teams that they play. It's easy to forget about Oklahoma because they beat the hell out of Oklahoma.
Because that's what happens in Oklahoma. They go to the playoff and get beat. That's kind of what happens.
Number 2, number 4, number 6, number 7, number 8 team beat those teams by an average margin of victory of 20 points.
It's a remarkable story, man. They won, as Andy Staples puts it in The Athletic, telling a great story about how everyone is smoking cigars in the LSU locker room.
Joe Burrow looks so cool with the cigar.
He does. He's got a real Joe Namath vibe to him. And those cigars came from Karl Malone, the mailman. Yeah, that's right. Who has had a son on the team not too long ago. And his son is now the strength coach of that LSU team, KJ Malone. Yeah, we don't talk about Carl so much, but anyway, he was the one who brought the cigars into the mix, and a little baby is thumping in the locker room. OBJ is there along with others. They're all smoking cigars. And apparently, a New Orleans public safety officer yells out, "Anybody smoking a cigar is subject to arrest," and everyone basically just laughed, and they said, "All right, dude, we don't." Laws don't apply tonight.
You have to make that announcement. Yeah. You got to do your job, dog. You're not arresting anybody.
Okay, good.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
We got it.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
Good.
Thank you for the service.
And then everyone just said, "Okay," and then we're done. And they kept smoking cigars, and no one, to my knowledge, got arrested for that. But anyway, his phrasing here says, "When the smoke cleared, it was still true. LSU had won a damn national title in the damn Superdome with a damn Cajun coach and maybe the best damn offense in college football history." And I think that's pretty much the way that you got to say it, because it requires that level of superlative. Mm-hmm. What a story, man! Ed Orgeron's a champion.
Yeah,
who would have thought 15 years ago?
Grow, man, grow.
Growth mindset, baby.
Grow.
That's what you got to do. Hour number 2. When we return, you got to grow, but you can't grow by cheating. We'll tell you why. When we return. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779. I
wish we could stay here forever. We deliver olives, Greek sandals, and everything you need to relive that perfect trip to the Mediterranean. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx delivery.
Memories. What we deliver by delivering.
You're right. We should have done the Central Barbecue New Year's resolution spot last month.
I told you that.
That's why I said you're right. But there are plenty of people that maybe didn't get around to making their resolutions.
So you're going to go ahead and do a Central Barbecue New Year's resolution spot anyway.
Some people might have been waiting until after the holidays to face the harsh reality of the new year.
And now they should resolve to eat more Central Barbecue.
It's the one thing that's guaranteed to make the new year better. More Central Barbecue.
This is really reaching.
So procrastinating people out there, make that Central Barbecue New Year's resolution.
Even though it's already the new year.
Is imitation the sincerest form of flattery? Not when it comes to your car audio. Stereo One is the leader in car audio, remote start, security, and more for the past 30 years. Stereo One is proud to announce the grand opening of their new location, 1983 Covington Pike, across from the Honda dealership. To celebrate their new location, Stereo One has marked down their entire inventory. Remote start systems at $129 with free installation. Subwoofer base packages start at just $199. Window tint starting at $129. The entire inventory inventory of radios and touchscreens with features like Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, and backup cameras are marked to go. Check out Stereo One before you buy online. Their knowledge, friendly sales staff, and pro installation team will take care of you. Visit the Stereo One new location today, 1983 Covington Pike across from Honda, or visit their mega store at Mendenhall and Winchester. Make sure you go to the originators and not the imitators. Stereo One is still the one for your auto accessories.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1, and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 Traffic.
Tina Tires with your traffic on Sports 56. Right now we've got crashes. New Getwell at Rains. Over there by the flyover on 40 westbound as you're trying to go towards 240, towards Walnut Grove. There's another accident. That whole area is backing up and being all sorts of slowsy-gozies. And then we're also slow 240 eastbound between Walnut Grove and Poplar. And that's your traffic report on Sports 56 with me, Tina Tires.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour of the experience is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired.
Yeah, I mean, this is... It's a good song. I mean, I don't even know where to characterize this song. Doesn't feel quite like soft rock to me, but it's really good, though. So, I'll give you a pass on this one. You're good. It's hour number 2, baby.
Appreciate it.
It's out. We can't even get... You don't have time to get to the chorus and really get into the... But it is hour number 2. It is Soft Rock Tuesday. We always celebrate the magic of soft rock on Tuesdays, for those that don't know. I'm Peter. He is CJ. This is The Experience. Zach is producing the program. We are in the Family Leisure Studios. This hour brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware, Quince and White Station. Go see the great folks over there, Jarrett Phillip. The staff they put together, wonderful people, wonderful folks, wonderful savings. And even though it doesn't feel like winter, it is a little bit chilly out there. You know that spring is coming, and it's coming soon, and you need to get yourself ready for that with outdoor equipment, with outdoor tools, all of that for you at Ace. Go see them. They can get you set up, and if you got jobs that need to be done, they will help you do them over at East Memphis Ace Hardware. Last night, LSU victorious. They are the national champions, 42-25, greatest offense in college football history. Coach O is a champion, 15-0. Incredible run, one of the best of all time, one of the great stories in recent memory. Absolutely fabulous stuff right there. That is of course, one of the reasons why it's such a you got to feel good, man. At least I do about what happened last night. Whether you're a fan or not, if you're a fan of people, then this is a great story all the way around. On top of that. Grizzlies will be in action later on tonight, looking for win number 6 in a row, win number 19 on the year, trying to consolidate their spot in the playoffs and come to the halfway point of the season in style. They'll do all of that against the Rockets tonight, 7 o'clock tip down at FedEx Forum, game number 4 of the 6-game homestand that they happen to be on. We will discuss that coming up in a bit. Also, we'll talk Tigers. We will talk AP poll. We'll talk about a whole bunch of different things. But we got to start with filthy cheating. Disgusting, filthy cheating.
And what sport?
Just a sport that's rife with it. It's just known for it. Baseball.
Cycling? Oh.
Baseball.
Oh.
Of course it's baseball. America's quote-unquote pastime. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable what's happening right here. The Astros were cheating, CJ, when they won their World Series back in 2017. They were big-time cheaters. And the investigation that Major League Baseball underwent has ended, and they found the team used technology, that dastardly technology, at it again, to cheat during the championship season of 2017 when they won the World Series. And so MLB announced 1-year suspensions for Jeff Lunau, the GM, manager A.J. Hinch as well. Those 1-year suspensions turned into just getting fired an hour later by the owner of the Astros, who said, it's y'all's fault. Get out of here. So rough day at the office for those two. Also, the team got a $5 million fine and lost first and second round draft picks in 2020 and 2021. So this year and next, no first 2 rounds of draft picks and a year suspension for each of them. This was a very harsh suspension. I mean, a very harsh punishment, as far as I could tell. I mean, I don't know. I'm not privy to all these discussions, but this seems like quite a slap down.
Also, Alex Correa.
We're getting Alex Correa.
Okay.
Easy.
Just begun. I understand.
We're gonna get there.
I get it. I'm sorry. I stay in my lane.
Yeah, just hold on. It's Alex Cora, not Correa. I don't know where that comes. You're thinking of another guy, but just so you know, we're getting there. I appreciate your enthusiasm. We're getting there. Alex Cora is going to be discussed. I promise you.
Staying in my lane.
I promise you. Thank you very much. Right there. Top 2 picks for 2 years. That's as bad as anything. $5 million is like, that's a lot of money to me and you, but to a baseball team, that's not a whole lot of money.
That's a speeding ticket.
But the loss of picks, okay. Now that's if I've always said if you really want to get involved, get a team's attention, you take away picks. That will get their attention in any sport. You need those young players, and that's going to really hurt them. But it was I think you could term it a loss of institutional control. You know, there was clearly, and if you read, I read a little bit of the report, and A.J. Hinch comes off as like not that bad in the report, honestly. Like, which is why I'm a little bit shocked by the severity of the penalty, because he comes across at 2 different times in this, he destroyed monitors that were used because he didn't like that it was happening. And so he took the replay monitors that they were using to look in-house in the cameras and said, oh, yeah. And then he said, y'all stop doing that. Boom, destroyed it. They put another one out there. Boom, destroyed it again. Then destroyed the phone that they used to call, told his players, I don't like any of this, but he didn't tell the GM that it was happening, and he didn't tell anyone else that it was happening either. And so that was where they came in, and he was apparently contrite in the process of interviews and investigation and all that stuff, but he still was the guy that was in charge of the team, ultimately, as the manager, and it was still happening on his watch, and it kept happening. There's a pretty strong split between home and road because it was happening at home. For those who don't know, they were banging on the drum or the trash can in the clubhouse whenever somebody was throwing a breaking ball, and so that would signal to the batter. They'd be able to get that information to the batter that it was coming, and they have a significant improvement when they were at home versus when they were on the road. So Hinch didn't seem to support it so much, but didn't do anything about it, and that was where the problem came in. And Lunau, didn't have as much opportunity on a day-to-day basis, but again, same kind of deal where he didn't know. Cora was apparently the ringleader of the whole deal in the clubhouse. See, we're getting there. I told you. he and Carlos Beltran, who was the bench coach,
Mm-hmm.
were apparently the ones that were responsible for all of this. And now Cora obviously moved on to the Red Sox managerial position, and the Red Sox last year coincidentally had complaints about people stealing signs using technology to get information and all of that. He is being investigated. That his investigation and the Red Sox part of the investigation is still ongoing. So when that's over, his punishment will be announced. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, I was kind of shocked. Like, I was kind of shocked to see this. This was pretty shocking.
I think this is baseball trying to take back control over this gamesmanship thing, because baseball is one of the more gamesmanshipy of these sports because it's easy to do. And I feel like this is Major League Baseball saying, hey, stop this. This has got to stop. It's different from other sports because I think part of the strategy in picking a pitch is trying to catch the batter off guard. And if you're not catching them off guard, baseball players are really good athletes and have really good eye coordination. And if you're not catching them off guard, if they know what's coming, they're going to hit that ball most of the time. And so that takes away from the advantage that the defense has. Sign stealing has always been in baseball. It will always be in baseball. But Major League Baseball wants to make it so that you're not using cameras and other forms of technology to do so. If you can see it, if you notice a pattern and you pick up on it, change the signal. That is fine. But if you're using cameras to zoom in on coaches as they give signals and to see what the pitch is, that is not good for the sport. And Major League Baseball wants to step in before this becomes a league-wide type situation.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, like, this is a weird one because stealing signs is what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stealing signs, like, has been part of baseball. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong on this?
Yeah,
or, like, you're kind of figuring out what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain things like the classic unwritten rules where you don't, like, look back at the catcher and you don't do this and that. But for the most part, you can, if you can figure them out, you can steal them, which is why teams have all these weirdo deals about what's coming. You know, they're trying to disguise the signals.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit like what we talk about the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if you could figure out the signal, good for you. If you're using equipment to aid you in that, if you are, you know, secretly recording teams' signals and then putting them to tape, or if you're using in-house equipment to look at signals in a way that you couldn't ordinarily, then that's where the problem is. It's hard to differentiate. It's hard to specifically draw a line as far as, you know, what's cool and what's not. But, you know, some would say if stealing signs is legal, then you pretty much use whatever you want to steal signs, and that's okay too. I would not be amongst them. But once they made it clear that this was not to be used, then this is where the problem came in. But I'm pretty sure that most teams have probably had some form of this in some way. I don't know if they were as overt about it as the Astros were. I don't know if they were as obvious with it and banging on the trash can as opposed to just kind of keeping it in-house and, like, you know, saying, hey, we saw this on the monitor. Like, when he does this, you know, that kind of thing. You know, but banging on the trash can, like, during the at-bat is a whole different level of cheating. But why would they put the replay thing, like, right next to the clubhouse where you could see those? And, like, apparently there wasn't even someone in there. What did you think was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just foolishness. Like, if I leave my keys with a 12-year-old and say, no, you know, I'd rather you not drive this car. But I'll tell you this, I'm not going to be here for 3 hours. And there's really no way for me to know whether or not you did drive the car. But I'm just telling you, please don't. There's probably more than one 12-year-old who would drive the car.
Yeah.
Some wouldn't, but a lot of them would. That's your fault. I mean, that's not good parenting. That's why you don't do that. So I don't get baseball's role in this is, to me, not to be overlooked. Like, what are you doing? Like, you guys have executed this really poorly.
Got to do a better job of not making it so easy.
You
to
can't. I mean, I wish people wouldn't cheat and steal and all that.
Yes.
But if you just leave stuff sitting out there,
right.
I mean, I don't know what you want, man.
Lost a bicycle. Left the bike outside. Went and ran errands. Forgot to lock it up. I came back. Like, what? Well, damn. Like, I have to take some of the blame in this. Like, I probably should have taken it in the house and not been lazy about this. What did I think was going to happen? I thought that it would get taken.
Yep.
That's why I locked it up.
And that's
My brother has lost 4 bikes in his lifetime. Exact same way. I should have locked it up. Like, you got to make it more difficult for these types of things to pop off.
Well, baseball didn't, and so there are now new guidelines that are specific to electronic sign stealing, but it's a weird deal. Now, as far as Alex Cora is concerned, this is where it's interesting to me. So, as we said, Hinch, at least through the MLB investigation, came across as a guy who was trying to stop it, or at least.
Which is why the penalty is so weird for him.
He came across as like a guy that was not in favor of it. I don't know that he tried to stop it at the highest level, but he definitely wasn't encouraging it and was actively destroying equipment to make it harder.
Yeah.
So you would think that would be looked upon favorably, but in this case it wasn't. Now he'll have no problem getting a job after his suspension is over next year because he's one of the highest thought of managers in the league. But Alex Cora, on the other hand, is managing and was the one who's kind of incorporating all this as the bench coach and was actively helping it happen along with Beltran. I don't know why Beltran's not getting punished, but he doesn't appear to be. Cora is also the manager for the Red Sox. They have been involved in their own electronic sign stealing, although they weren't banging on the clubhouse trash can. They were by allegation, getting information about teams and signs and all that in a way that they shouldn't have. And he's, again, in the middle of all of that. Well, if these dudes got a year, I don't think you can rule out this dude being banned for 2 years or maybe even life. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but this punishment is pretty intense. And if this dude has continued to do it, and oh, by the way, success has followed. I mean,
the fact that the GM and the coach, that announcement has come before the Cora announcement.
Well, because the Red Sox are still under investigation, though.
That's the other thing about it. But some of this, I feel like, okay, we know what we're going to do with these two. This is going to be a year. One tried to stop it. One was unaware. Both should have done more to stop it. Both should have been aware. We got them for a year. Bow. This guy over here, though, the mastermind behind it, what is at? If we are certainly giving them a year, get that out there, get that out the way. We have got to find something that for him that is between 2 years and life. Like, what is a good way to punish him specifically? We've taken draft picks away from the franchise. We've fined them $5 million. We've suspended their coach and GM for a season. But really, the mastermind is still out there looming large. We've got to find the correct punishment for him because it can't be a year. We're giving these dudes a year. It's got to be well more than that. So what I think that they're still trying to, and like you said, they're under investigation. Red Sox are still under investigation. They're trying to see how hard this needs to be. Lifetime is certainly, I think, on the table. I also think something more like 4 or 5 years where, like, hey, you're out of the game for this long and then you can come back type of situation. They're trying, I would think they're trying to figure out what allowing him to come back means. If it is just simply, hey, you're suspended, or if he's got to do something else in order to get back in the game.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, man. It's a problem. And you got to get, I don't know if we can get what kind of music we can get ready. But we got to get some kind of music ready, Zach, because you know why. The real culprit in all of this, as it always is.
Oh, here he goes.
Is replay.
Here he goes. My man.
If we didn't have replay rooms.
Zach already got the replay music. He knows exactly what to play also.
If we didn't have replay in baseball, then this wouldn't have happened because we wouldn't have these replay rooms where managers can go and people can go and look and watch these things in super slow motion and determine whether or not they want to challenge stuff and have people do. They wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be in this to begin with. So then we wouldn't have to worry about anybody cheating like this because all the mechanisms wouldn't be there. And what has replay gotten us? Nowhere. Where is baseball better because of the replay system? No. Is it worse? Yes. Now it's absolutely worse because people are cheating, getting thrown out of the game because they couldn't keep their hand out of the cookie jar. We had to put people in the replay rooms last year. They had to put attendants standing there for Major League Baseball to say, y'all, stay out of here. The only authorized people can come. Now, why weren't they there to begin with? I don't know. Why are we putting a bunch of replay in front of everybody and just letting it sit there? I mean, this is so ridiculous. And it all comes back to replay. The original sin. The thing that we had to get everything right. We can't accept that there might be a little bit of, just a little, like we're like 98% right. We can't, that 2% we can't accept. Well, now trying to get that 2% out of the game, guess what?
What?
Now you open the door to cheating. Now you open the door to a whole bunch of shenanigans and falderall and nonsense and flim-flammery. And I'm not here for it, CJ. The bad deal from the very beginning.
Flanderall?
Falderall.
Excuse me. Okay. Trivial and nonsensical fuss. A showy but useless item. All right. Folderall for the junior experiences out there.
That's what it is.
Well, yeah.
I mean, did that not define what replay is?
Well,
ridiculous. So again, you can blame AJ Hinch if you want. You can blame Jeff Luhnow if you want. Lord knows the Astros organization has their fair share of cheating. You can ask the Cardinals about that. It's a bad organization. It's kind of a Patriots-style situation. But they wouldn't have that chance if we, as a society, would just accept replay ain't going to solve everything. You're never going to get it right. You're chasing windmills. And ask how that worked out for Don Quixote. Not so well.
He didn't catch the windmill? I mean, he caught the windmill, didn't he?
I
hadn't read the book. I've seen the cartoons. Eventually, he fights the windmill in all the cartoons.
I think you're thinking, is there a windmill Pokemon?
No, like in Looney Tunes, they always do a Don Quixote. Those type cartoons always do like a Don Quixote character, a Don Quixote episode, and they always catch the windmill. They get in the fight.
He sought some adventure.
Okay,
it's not. There's a reason why they say chasing windmills is a thing.
Yeah,
not good. But that said, we're not going back. Obviously, we're not going to put that thing.
It's out.
It's out there. You open up Pandora's box and all this. So here we are. But understand that replay is the reason for all this. Replay sucks. It always has. It always will. It does not make sports better. It hasn't. It won't. It, in fact, will only make them worse. And every attempt to try to thread that needle to find a way to somehow make it where it'll only apply to the certain things that you want it to apply to, but not other things. Can't do it. Can't do it. Put it all back. If I could snap my fingers Thanos style and wipe out replay, I would.
Why is it Thanos style, not Iron Man style or Hulk style?
Because Thanos snaps like that.
Yeah, but they all had the, spoiler alert, those three had the glove and the Infinity Gauntlet. And
but Thanos is the most famous snapper.
Thanos is the famous snapper.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, a lot of people can snap, but Thanos is the most famous snapper.
Yeah.
Come on.
Don't forget, Hulk snapped the finger and brought everybody back.
That's true. But I would snap, and in my wish, replay, gone.
Okay.
Let me keep trying.
It's still here, Peter.
No.
You don't got the gauntlet.
I don't have that gauntlet. Somebody give me an Infinity Gauntlet.
I don't know if you got the heart to do what's necessary to get the Soul Stone specifically.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But somebody get it to me.
Somebody get it to you.
Yeah, just get that to me, please, if you don't mind. That'd be great. I'm gonna hold my hand up here. Somebody just slip that glove on, and we'll be good to go. All right. When we return, we'll get to your texts on this issue and more. We'll talk a little hoops as well, including the release of the AP poll, which the Tigers are still in it. We'll talk Grizzlies and Rockets as well when we come back. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
The construction reduction event is on at Wolf Chase Honda. Exciting changes are in the works and inventory must be reduced. Get the best deals right now on all remaining 2019 Hondas while they last. Every new car, every certified, every used car, price to go. Get pre-approved now at wolfchasehonda.com. Wolf Chase Honda is expanding and our prices are dropping. Don't miss these savings. Act now. This huge construction reduction event ends soon.
For the best lineup of quality, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive vehicles, get to Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan. Over 1,000 new certified and pre-owned vehicles in one great location. Catch the savings now during our huge model year-end sales event. Score an amazing deal at Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan and get to the game in style at Germantown Road and Highway 64. Family-owned since 1981.
Hi, folks. Good news from the Sunrise Sheriff. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch is 12 years old, so fire up the old jalopy and get on down here, because there's a saving shindig going on at sunrisememphis.com. Acres of new Chevys, huge discounts, 0% financing, and savings up to $13,000. Bad credit, it's okay. At Sunrise, we've got a financing plan for everybody. Need body work? Bring it to Sunrise. The Sunrise Sheriff has put an end to high prices, and the word's out. Chevys cost less at Sunrise. 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Specializing in cars and trucks under $10,000. Find new roads.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Heater trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning and heating specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their special winter price for a heater tune-up is just $59, and 24-hour service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour of the experience is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quincy White Station. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
All right. Sort of a country soft rock crossover kind of thing. This song annoys me, though.
Why?
Because I absolutely adore the Jackie Wilson version.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite songs of all time. And this song just makes me mad because it's this weird country vibe, like mellow kind of weirdo vibe to it.
It's slow.
Yeah. And Jackie Wilson's, man, is like, Jackie Wilson's song just makes you feel good.
Okay.
I want to hear that. Makes me want to hear that now. Get that taste out of my mouth. I mean, it should be a rule. You can't do that to songs like that.
No,
can't do. That's like a crime.
It's a lot like
come on, man.
What Taylor Swift tried to do with September. Yeah. Like somebody should have stepped in and been like, "Hey, Taylor."
Sometimes, I mean,
I'm here for a good cover. I love covers. Covers can be really. Whitney Houston's "I'll Always Love You."
Yeah.
All for One's "I Can Love You Like That." Like those are really good covers. Sure. I enjoy those.
Sure. I mean, Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminal.
Oh my
great.
gosh.
That's a great cover. Took it in a different direction. Great.
Fallout. What the
Fantastic.
direction that song should be, because "Smooth Criminal" is a dark ass song.
It is,
and people are just bopping about like it's cool and popish. Smooth Criminal and Billie Jean. Like I'm not sure. Like because of the melody and Michael's voice, I think of them, or I thought of them as softer, sort of fun little boppy songs. But those songs are real. Like Smooth Criminal about people in these streets. Billie Jean is about like real stuff. And Alien Ant Farm's cover of Billie Jean is the way that song should probably have been performed.
Yeah, Smooth Criminal.
Who did the Beat It? Fall Out Boy, John Mayer. Beat It. Like another good cover.
So, but that one,
we can.
We don't need that. We don't.
Yeah.
There's certain things we don't need to ever do. That's one of them. Texter says, "Y'all better leave Similac alone. I'll give him some meat to eat, and y'all will be in trouble." He doesn't
appreciate.
He doesn't want your meat.
Zach had 3 packs of oatmeal this morning.
Yeah.
He is fine.
Yeah, Zach's good. He doesn't want meat. It's perfectly good for him not to eat meat.
I guess it's the thought that counts.
I suppose. Yeah. I mean, let's not listen. It's not my choice. It's not the way I choose to live my life. It's not the way CJ chooses to live his life.
I did meatless Monday though, but yeah,
not
not consistent.
sometimes I'll do meat. I'll do like one meal without meat every now and then, and it's sad. I get sad about it, but I have to do it. and then I'm back at it again. But that's me. I'm saying that's me. But Zach's doing his thing, so no worries.
I eat meat for you, Zach. That's why I always get the bacon on top of my burger.
So I got wings. I got wings last night. Just for and I had to get a couple extra for Zach.
I did the unlimited wings at
Dave and Buster's, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and ate an extra batch for Zach.
Yeah, that's
with
good.
Zach in mind.
That's beautiful.
Because I knew he couldn't have it.
I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
Zach, eat
I'm
a
always
batch
thinking
of tofu or whatever for us.
I eat a lot of that.
Thank you.
I eat a whole lot of that.
You eat the like the hard tofu or like the softer kind. You eat like
the softer kind, because it's easier to cook with, and you can make it into whatever you want it to be. So that's the big thing. Is that a lot of, and side note here, I know we're getting off.
Oh boy.
I love when Zach takes us to the
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Let's get it.
All right.
Because
because
a lot of people have come up to me and was like asking me how does tofu taste? And I was like,
a lot of people come up to you and asking you this.
Yeah,
on the streets. Zach has tofu taste.
Like,
Yo, it's Similac Zach.
That's Similac Zach.
Yo, come here. I got a question. How tofu taste, dog?
I mean, like food, I guess.
Tastes like food.
It doesn't have a taste. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it tastes like whatever you season it with.
Yeah,
right. And that's the biggest thing I always tell people.
Taste, I don't know.
That's the biggest thing I always tell people. It's like you got to make sure you cook it all the way through in order to get that texture that you want.
Yeah, I would recommend you cook it a lot. And maybe don't buy it. I mean, put it in if you have to. Put it in some things.
I did
I would say that's your number one move right there. Just make sure you put it. Try to hide it as much as you can.
I did a tofu-based General Tso's meal. It was okay. I knew it wasn't chicken, but it was doable. It was serviceable.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
you can use it to thicken some stuff up sometimes, and it's fine. It's a good product, I suppose. I mean, it works. Flavored enough. It's good.
But a lot of people thought that it was meat after they tasted because they thought, this.
I don't know who the hell thinks this stuff is meat.
I don't think anybody that eats
like
nobody
the real
who eats
thing.
meat
anybody
thinks
that eats
this
meat
is
on a regular basis is not going to be like,
no,
this meat. No, I've yet to encounter, and all these people in Impossible Burgers. I was like, okay, it doesn't. It's closer, but it's not.
No,
indistinguishable. But it's closer. Although again, it's a lot of oils and fats and stuff in there that I'm not certain that it's, from a health standpoint, I get it from a standpoint of if you don't eat meat, then hey, go crazy. But people that are trying to touch that as some kind of like health alternative, I'm not so sure that that's true.
Yeah,
I think
that is.
We might not want to go down that route. I think there's different. There's more than one way.
You don't want to eat processed
poorly.
foods, but you eat black bean
Extremely
burgers?
processed foods, unbelievably processed foods.
Yeah.
An Impossible Burger is unbelievably processed.
Yes.
It has to be.
Yes.
Because
that's how it works.
That's why it's impossible.
Yes.
That's the impossible part.
We're not making those natural.
Yeah, that doesn't naturally come up. If you were talking about that's process.
Remember, Zach, we talked about natural occurring foods earlier this morning?
We did. We
See?
definitely did.
Open your eye, man. I'm closing mine.
If you find that Impossible Burger tree or whatever, then go get them.
Would it grow from a tree or off a vine? Like, how are we doing this?
I assume so.
It's like soybean, like kind of grounded up with like some vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta add a lot more than that.
I mean, like there's more to that. I just don't.
There's way more to it than that.
Like I don't have the recipe in front of me to like tell you. Like put a pinch of salt here and everything, but it's most.
Yeah, listen.
You've been way more than a pinch, also. Way more than a pinch of salt. Yeah, it's heavily processed, and if your thinking is, hey, I'm gonna eat healthier. Like you got to cut out processed foods, and
you got water, you got textured wheat protein, you got some coconut oil, you got some potato protein, you got some Leggernoglobulin, you got some yeast, you got some soy protein isolate, you got some konjac gum, you got some xanthan gum, you got some, and then various vitamins right there. So
xanthan gum, that's my joint right there.
Actually, I use some xanthan gum, so I can't really say anything. It's a thickener.
I thought Peter said cognac gum.
Yeah, that's right.
Got some yak in there. There's some yak.
Cognac.
There's some yak in there.
Cognac gum. That's right. Yeah. So it's made from genetically engineered yeast.
Oh.
Is that good?
That is definitely not natural.
No.
Soy legumoglobin.
Okay.
Say that 10 times fast.
So it's, natural. Or completely the opposite of natural. Whatever it may be. All right, so naturally, we thought that the Tigers may end up out of the top 25. They are not. In spite of losing at Wichita State, in spite of losing to Georgia, they are not out of the top 25. They're number 22, in fact, as they get it done for that. Were you surprised?
Kind of. I thought that the loss to Wichita State and the scare Wichita State, now number 16 in the rankings, by the way, and the near loss to South Florida would be enough to pit Memphis in the others receiving votes category. But I guess naturally the perception of Memphis with the talent that they have on roster is still strong enough to where they're not going to be penalized that severely or as severely as I thought they would have been for a loss to a good Wichita State team. Memphis has losses to two teams that are ranked, Oregon and Wichita State, and then that one loss at home to Georgia. And I thought the loss at home to Georgia would be enough, coupled with the Wichita State one, to move them out. But you're looking at it, they're still 13-3, and that's enough for committee members to keep them there.
I mean, it's just been one of those years, though. As we mentioned over the weekend, I mean, Michigan State losing by 30 to Purdue. Getting
a grown-ass
absolutely
man. An adult
destroyed.
Yeah.
On top of that, you got like a team like North Carolina that can't even do anything. I mean, they're awful, absolutely awful. They're now at 500 mark.
Yeah.
Losing at home to teams like Clemson, and Clemson is not in basketball certainly what they are in football. You got Roy Williams basically joke to be not saying he should be, but it's pretty rough situation right about now.
Virginia, falling apart at the seams as well. Penn State,
Baylor's smacking around Kansas.
Hey, Baylor's different. Baylor and Kansas look different. One, and Baylor is different than everybody else. Baylor so far this season has been the best team that I've watched. I watched that game, and for Baylor to go in there and snap 20-something, 50-something? Which one was that? Because I think Clemson had the 50. I can't remember. For them to snap that losing streak, and I'm pretty sure get the first ever win at Kansas is really impressive. And they looked good doing it, just dismantling the Jayhawks. That is a team to watch come March, for sure.
It's interesting to see that the bracketology out this morning has Memphis as a 7 seed.
Okay.
In against Purdue, a team that just smacked around Michigan State. But that's not what we envisioned going into this season, but that's kind of where things are right now. But if you look at the top seeds right now, Butler, Baylor, Gonzaga, Duke, and, I don't know that any of those are going to freak you out when you see the top of that. Go down to your 2 seeds. Who are the 2 seeds? San Diego State, West Virginia, Auburn, Kansas. Did not see that coming. Michigan State, Florida State, Oregon, Dayton are your 3 seeds. I mean, again, this is just I don't know. I don't know where you put teams like Louisville that are clearly very talented, 4 seed, Villanova 5 seed, Michigan 6 seed, Kentucky 4 seed. These are traditional teams, and they're okay this year, and you've seen them have big wins, but also some really bad losses. I have no idea how to judge college basketball this year as a result of this. It's very difficult. That's why you just have to look at, when it comes to the Tigers in particular, because obviously we watch them more than just about anybody else. It comes down to how are they playing? Like, what are they doing on the court? How are they running the stuff that they're running? What is it that they're doing? And by that metric, I don't think they're doing all that great. I think the same could be true for a lot of teams out there, but that's certainly for them. They're 22, but they doesn't feel like 22. It just they feel like they're on the verge. I think the Cincinnati game is a big one. I think they match it pretty well against Cincinnati. I don't think Cincinnati's that good, but if you lose that one at home and you feel a little pressure, then
there'll be 3 or 4.
And you start, then you just kind of start to. You kind of start to grip a little bit, and you kind of get a little nervous. So very important to get some mojo back. Not only the winning is crucial, but I think they just need to play well. Like, they have not played well. It's been a bit of a struggle. They've really relied on that defense so much, just have not gotten the offense in any kind of a rhythm. They look turning the ball over and not finding any kind of a half-court flow to what they're doing. They need to find that as quickly as they can.
This game is at home, and it's one of those games that, if you're the Tigers from a resume standpoint, can absolutely crush you if you lose. You can't have these types of losses on a resume that may be void of a lot of quality wins, a lot of good wins. And I think that the schedule works some in their favor, and that you've got time against some of these other teams in the American, not the Houstons or the Wichita States, to really find yourself before you play them late in the season. And you're right, this year there'll be more. I feel like there'll be more of an emphasis on how you're playing leading into the tournament, as opposed to the totality of the work, because everybody's work is so jumbled up in there. Sure, there are quality wins, but there are also head-scratching losses, like Michigan State losing to Purdue, Kentucky to Evansville, Duke, and Stephen F. Austin. So there'll be those things in there for everybody, not just those schools, but for everybody. So if you're able to get hot down the stretch, and you've got time to figure this thing out and get rolling down the stretch with 2 quality wins at the end of the year against a Houston and against a Wichita State, to show the committee, hey, yes, we had a moment here in January, but look at what we are now. And we're good now, not only because we're winning games, but because we have 2 really good wins at the end of the season. I think that could help the Tigers out tremendously. But they've got to get things figured out, and they can't have losses to the Cincinnatis or the UConns or the Temples of the world in the American.
No, they can't. When we return, we're going to talk about another bit of American news that was a little bit surprising, to say the least. We will discuss that on the other side here in the Family Leisure Studios. Peter and CJ with you. Sports 56, AM 560, 96.1, 87.7.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
We know what you really want is to go to Sunrise on Jefferson and enjoy a nice leisurely breakfast or lunch made fresh and fast. But a lot of the time, you just don't have the time. That's why if you're in a hurry, the way to go is to call ahead to Sunrise and place your order. That way, all you have to do is swing by, go to the carryout entrance, and walk away with all the sweet deliciousness that is Sunrise. Only quick and taken wherever you're in a hurry to be. Everybody's in a rush some of the time, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy Sunrise whenever and wherever.
Upon official review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
We deliver jerseys, funny foam fingers, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $2,300. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, daily check-in, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2020 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2020 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurd. This hour of the Experience is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Who's gonna tell you things?
This is by request on the text line. The requester was very nice about it. Said, "Please, Zach, please." So, if you're nice, no problem.
I didn't see it.
What?
What, you didn't see this?
I did not see it.
Really?
Yeah.
I promise you I did.
Wow.
You're so good at soft rock, Zach, that
Wow.
you are spiritually and
Wow.
mentally connected to the listeners, and you play what they want to hear.
You really didn't see that?
No.
This guy texted in a few minutes ago. Play "Who's Going to Drive You Home Tonight" by the Cars. Please, Zach, please. And he had it queued up, ready to go. We didn't even see the text.
No, because
I thought you just responded to our texter.
No, because
Wow. That's weird.
While during the segment, I always go and try to find the song, and so I end up, saying, okay, I'm gonna get the Cars, drive, have that noted down so that when it's time to come back from break to play it. This is my first time actually seeing this text.
Good.
That's just some real weird stuff right there.
I mean, great minds think alike.
Kind of freaky if you ask me.
Soft Rock will bring it out.
Soft Rock will bring it out. You know what else brings it out? And you Central Barbecue. That'll bring it out.
Oh, all right.
That'll get you going.
Yeah.
That'll get the juices flowing. That'll get you excited because it is wonderful. Zach, I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of meat there. I'm not saying it's all meat, but there's a lot of meat.
I expect that.
It's really good. Just plug your ears for a second, Zach. Don't listen to this part.
I mean, like,
it's really good. Like it's really good. Meat
Not
is really
not this Impasa.
It's nothing. No,
pork. Impasa pulled pork sandwich.
No, there's nothing even remotely close to that. It's just pure pig.
Okay.
and they cook it the right way, low, slow smoke. That Memphis style is so good, and it just keeps that flavor in. And the beautiful thing about Central Barbecue is whatever you get. There's a lot of barbecue places out there, and Memphis is a barbecue town for sure. And there's a lot of barbecue places that have a particular specialty. But Central, I think, is kind of like they do everything really well. So if you go and you want to get a pulled pork sandwich, you want to get a brisket plate, you want to get some smoked turkey, you want to get ribs, wet or dry, whatever it is that you want, or you want, those wings, which that's just always my go-to. It's all really, really good. Some places have their specialties. Central is across the board phenomenal. What you get, you're going to get something that's wonderful. And yes, they do have great mac and cheese, Zach and cheese. Yeah, right? They got great mac and cheese. They got great greens. Those are things you could eat.
The greens don't come with meat in them?
Right, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, they're possible. There's a distinct possibility. Those greens may have, encountered some meat. They may have introduced themselves to some meat at some point.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
But the mac and cheese hasn't.
That's cool.
I'd get that mac and cheese. The banana pudding's great. It hasn't. There's no meat in that.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What you got against banana pudding?
I don't.
Well, then
I love banana pudding.
Then what's the problem? You sound
nothing. I'm agreeing with you.
You sound like you're agreeing with me.
Okay. Sound like, yeah.
I guess I have to bring you some Central Barbecue banana pudding. I guess you don't believe me, or I don't know. Go.
What?
People can tell you. People can tell you it's great. And then they got those homemade barbecue potato chips. That's again no meat. You're gonna like those. Do you eat potato chips?
I do eat potato chips.
Okay, well then you're gonna love these. These are barbecued, perfectly sprinkled. They cook them themselves. It's wonderful. Go get those.
Like Salt Bay. Guy sprinkled the salt off his elbow.
I forgot Salt Bay was a thing.
It's been a while since. Yeah. Yes.
Zach with a 2014 reference.
Yeah.
How old is Salt Bay?
A long time. But anyway, so go to just go to Central, Zach. You'll find something nice. You're gonna like it. Okay.
I have to.
It is going to smell like meat. I will tell you that, but that's good. I mean, for most people, that's a good thing. For you, you can handle it though. I think you can handle it. It's worth it. You're gonna love it.
If I go to Central, I have to plan my route to go there.
Correct.
It's not indoctrinated in my head to say, hey, let's go to Central.
It's super easy though. All you got to do is go right down here, Poplar. There's the one right there in East Memphis. It's not far from us. You can go near if you happen to be near the Liberty Bowl. That's the original location on Central. On Summer, very, very easy to get to. Right there near Berkeley, and then downtown by the Civil Rights Museum. So you can go and take care of business. You should, Zach. I'm just telling you, you should. Over at Central Barbecue, cbqmemphis.com. What do you?
I was just trying to see what Salt Bay was up to. He got that restaurant down in Miami.
So hold on. My man Mike Brewer just said portobello mushroom sandwich. I forgot about that. That's there. Now you're cooking with gas.
Ooh.
You're gonna love that.
Get
over there.
Add a little bit of cheese on
Yes, absolutely. Come on, man. You can have a whole delicious meal over there. You're going to love it. And meat never has to touch your lips. But for everybody else, there's a lot of good meat there. You should really eat it. So I'm just telling you.
Yes. Get that meat.
Just go in there and just say, meat me. Just give me some meat. meat, please. Meat
the
plate.
meat me platter.
The meat, just meats. Just slather my plate with meat. Anyway, go ahead.
Salt Bay's restaurant had the cops called on them after there was a dispute over
Sounds right.
Are you holding down? Are you holding down? Are you sitting down? Are you holding on? $5,000 bill.
Well, a $5,000 bill is fake because they don't make those.
Well,
$100 bill
the bill was the fee
the
for
check.
the check was $5,000. Somebody called the police on him.
Yeah. Okay.
That was 2 days ago.
I might call the police on that too. $5,000, that's a lot. Now, here's another interesting decision. We talked about this at the time, and people scoffed at me, as I recall, for saying that this was the situation, or that there was, when De'Aaron King entered the transfer portal, and he was being, held out using.
He didn't enter the transfer portal.
No. I'm sorry. When he was being held out, you're right. When he was held out after game number 4 this year and was being redshirted, and not medically redshirted, just say we're going to take our best player and we're just going to say, hey, we're going to hold him out till next year. And as I recall, I was like, well, doesn't that mean he could just go wherever at this point? And I mean, a lot of folks, Dana Holgerson, were like, no, that's silly. Why would he? No, we're doing this because he's coming back. That's what we all agreed on this. Everything's cool. We're good. He's coming back. Other schools might be doing this because this is going to be a new thing where you're going to get these kids out there and then they're going to be able to come back and we could tank a season to get really ready to go. Well, one problem. When you open that opportunity, De'Aaron King tweets out last night, I've entered the portal. I think it's best for me and my family. Joke's on you, big boy. Dana Holgerson. What a dummy. I mean, how dumb do you have? Come on, man. Letting this dude get him to keep a year left with the opportunity to be a grad transfer.
Hope, I guess.
I mean, what? Arkansas is sitting right there. Arkansas is sitting right there just saying, hey, come see us.
I mean,
we love you. Please, we need a quarterback. We have been terrible. God, we could use you, please.
If you're De'Aaron King, you got to look around and notice that some of the best quarterbacks in college football right now are grad transfers. So you got to find the right situation to get to. Joe Burrow from Ohio State, Jalen Hurts from Alabama, Justin Fields from Georgia. Washington's quarterback this season came from Georgia. Like you've got to be thinking, hey, this is the way to do it. Let me get someplace where, let me get to a P5 type program, a program where I can legit make some noise and get on everybody's radar and stay on folks' radar. Jalen Hurts is going to get drafted in the NFL, and I don't think people are going to try and make him into a running back or wide receiver because of what he did at Oklahoma this year after transferring from Alabama. So you can do that. You don't have to be Greg Ward when you get to the NFL. You can be an actual quarterback if you get in the right situation this coming up year and show what you can do.
I mean, I know he said at the time, and everyone said, you can't. No.
Things change.
There's a reason why you don't do this. These are still young men. Things are going to change. Maybe your girlfriend, maybe you break up. Maybe she moves somewhere else. Maybe you find a different girlfriend. Maybe you got some issues. Maybe something, whatever. Now you're a free agent because you graduated. So now all these teams, I mean, not that anyone would ever, incentivize moving or do anything that was against the rules, but
no.
All of a sudden you have an extremely talented quarterback who just happens to be ready to roll. Your motivations may change a little bit. You may have some incentives that might appear that maybe weren't there a little bit ago. Why allow you? And there are other kids that did the same thing. Are these other kids going to come back now? Now that De'Aaron King's gone, the wide receiver Keith Corbin, offensive lineman Braylon Jones, running back Mulba Carr, all did the same thing. Are they coming back? Are you sure they're coming back?
Nobody's in the portal, but that doesn't mean it's not hard to get to the portal.
Everyone knows the directions to the portal.
Yeah, everybody's there.
Everyone's got that on the GPS. There's no problem. We'll come back, hour number 3. I mean, that couldn't happen to a nicer guy, so I'm thrilled about the whole thing, honestly. We will talk about the Grizzlies when we return and their matchup with the Houston Rockets tonight as they look for 6 straight wins. And we reach the halfway point of the NBA season, all that, when we come back on The Experience, live from the Family Leisure Studio, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for fall flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. We're located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs. Look forward to seeing everyone over the holidays.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV, made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
It's game on at the new Moneyline Book Bar and Grill inside the Gold Strike Casino Resort. Now you can bet on all of your favorite sports and watch the games on 60 HD TVs while you lounge in plush seating and enjoy craft beers, signature cocktails, and great food. Plus, don't miss the Topgolf Swing Suite, a virtual reality experience with a variety of fun interactive games every sports fan will love. Visit the Moneyline Bar, Book and Grill at Gold Strike Casino Resort for Monday Night Football happy hour specials. Or anytime you want a piece of the best sports action in Mississippi.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 Traffic.
Tina Tires with your traffic on Sports 56. Right now we've got crashes. New Getwell at Rains. Over there by the flyover on 40 westbound as you're trying to go towards 240, towards Walnut Grove. There's another accident. That whole area is backing up and being all sorts of slowsy-gozies. And then we're also slow 240 eastbound between Walnut Grove and Poplar. And that's your traffic report on Sports 56 with me, Tina Tires.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Realizing you're the biggest part of me. Stay the night. Need your love here beside me. Need you close enough to guide me. I've been hoping you would find me. You're the biggest part of me. Well, make a wish, baby. Well, and I will make it come true. Make a list, baby. Of the things I'll do.
This is by request or no?
No, I just pulled this one off of a list.
List? These lists.
No particular list. It wasn't ranking anything. It's just
You pulled it off a list that was of no particular list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how that works, you know.
Okay. Zach is away with words, man. All right. Back with you. Hour number 3 is here, brought to you by Acura of Memphis. I am Peter. He is CJ. This is the experience on a Soft Rock Tuesday. It is warming up a little bit outside. I think it's going to be an okay day. A little bit of an overcast side for you, but nothing inclement to worry about. Nothing explic going on.
No explictness.
No explictness. I do think that we will see a little bit of rain coming up later on this week, though. So just
and it's supposed to get up in the 70s at some point?
I don't believe so. No, I didn't see that, but
okay.
Maybe so. Not sure. Nonetheless, we're here. We're making it happen. Thank you for joining us. Excuse me, on the program. And so hour number 3 begins, as promised, with a discussion of one of the hottest teams in the NBA, the third hottest team in the league right now. Behind, well, the Lakers, who everyone knows is, they're playing really well, and the Jazz playing extremely well. Both have won 9 straight. But behind those teams, the next longest winning streak in the NBA belongs to the Memphis Grizzlies, winners of 5 straight, sitting in the 8th playoff position by 0.03 of a percentage point, winning wise, over the Spurs. The Grizzlies take on the Rockets tonight. The Rockets are in 4th position, so it's a playoff battle right now tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the two teams are separated by 9 games in the standings. Don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. And the Grizzlies will see no Russell Westbrook tonight.
Mm-hmm.
For the Houston Rockets. He will not play. Even though, again, you're not supposed to rest stars on the first night of a back-to-back. Does this mean Westbrook's not a star?
No. It's not first night. It is the resting on the road. And I think the NBA is more inclined to overlook resting a player who you've seen already and who you'll see probably again. I would think.
Seen already?
Haven't we seen Westbrook?
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be that. That's why this rule continues to be dumb. There's no specific. People are gonna modify and change it as long as there's little loopholes. They're gonna find them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people always work. That's the way that this whole thing operates. And this is apparently a loophole here. It's not as if Westbrook has been playing necessarily all that well, but I do think that he's still a draw, and I think for Ja especially, I know he has a lot of respect for Russell Westbrook, and so I know that would be an extra little bit of motivation. So it's kind of a bummer that he's not going to be there. Nonetheless, Grizzlies will be playing well tonight. You think they win? Oh boy, jeez, man, I didn't realize it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure, why not? Yeah, keep this thing rolling.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Keep this thing rolling.
Do you think they're going to win or not?
Sure.
I mean, I can see why not.
Sure.
The Rockets are good. They got a lot of talent.
The Rockets are good.
That's the reason
do
why.
have a lot of talent. The Grizzlies are rolling right now, though. This is a chance for them against a team that is well in the playoffs to kind of show what they can do. This is a game where, because James Harden is out there and the mystique that he has around him, I can see Ja Morant being really excited for this game and getting up for this game. And we've seen Ja throughout the season get up for some of these marquee matchups. The Kyrie Irving matchup earlier in the season immediately comes to mind. And I think that the Grizzlies are a team that folks haven't figured out quite yet, and they are weird. They are weird. It is your we talk about it all the time, but Jaren Jackson Jr. is your sharpshooter, and DeAnthony Melton is as a guard, somebody who can get rebounds and push the break and create open opportunities for Jaren, while also being a really good defender too. It's just odd the way that the roles are reversed, where your guards are blocking shots and getting rebounds, and your big guys out there running around hitting threes off curls. So I think that unless you practice against that and practice for that, it's going to be hard come game time to handle it. And the Grizzlies have shown here recently that when other teams go to that other gear, that second, third gear, they won't just leave them behind in the dust. So I think Grizzlies go out there and get a win tonight.
I think that is entirely possible. It's really interesting to look this year, and I wrote a little bit about this yesterday at The Athletic. If you want to check it out, I would encourage you to do so. Appreciate that. I wrote kind of about, because it's the halfway point of the season, about how the Grizzlies got here, and you have to look back at the big, to me, since we're at the halfway point, pretty much this will be the halfway game tonight. Like, looking back, I mean, it's kind of a simple thing, but it's true. The Grizzlies are in this position because they got every single decision right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go all the way back to, I guess really things changed for the Grizzlies when they botched the Brooks trade last December. And they were, the whole Dylan Brooks, Marshawn Brooks business, like all that stuff. That was the straw that broke the camel's back within the organization to clean it up, to tighten things up, to get things squared away. How can this happen? I don't care if it was Washington's fault. It was an embarrassment, and it was something that was hugely problematic. And I know from an organizational standpoint, they started to tighten it up at that point. And that's where Zach Kleiman came into the mix as a lawyerly type who was, seen to be a potentially rising star on that side, but was more of a, in the legal counsel initially, and then he kind of worked his way into the basketball side a little bit. But he was seen as a detail-oriented type guy that could go in and get things kind of squared away. And so that started around the trade deadline. When last year trade deadline, he was, instrumental in working the Gasol deal with that netted, Jonas Valanciunas and all that. He was part of that whole mix. He was really he wasn't totally in the driver's seat, but he was definitely much more influential at that stage. Deciding to just kind of cut ties with Chris Wallace, with JB Bickerstaff, just kind of draw a line, say, look, that's it, we're done. We're going to start and do something new, and to give the reins to Kleiman and to allow him to be the face and to work collaboratively with Para and all that, to overhaul the way that they do things. Now they're much more data driven. They've spent a lot of money on the analytics side, on the machine learning side. Algorithmically, they're working on things to try to enhance their ability to analyze things that just hadn't really been done before. They were a little bit behind the curve in a lot of those areas, and they're now trying to catch up and then overtake a lot of teams. That's, to me, the number one thing, because if they don't make that decision, then none of this pops off from there. And they could have gone in a number of different directions. And, certainly, like everyone else, I wanted to see. You have to see, you have to prove it. And there's still some element of that because it's still early in the process. But in the decision to hire him, all of it flowed from there. Everything else kind of flowed from there. And they've gotten everything else spot on.
There's, with the front office of years past, there was always a shadowy figure kind of looming around, so we weren't really sure who had decision-making abilities when it was all said and done. Who was the chief decision maker in the front office? Now you know that it is collaborative, but it rests with Kleiman. I think getting that organized also, so it's not a lot of butting of heads when time comes for personnel decisions, has helped also. And it's not supposed to be this. Not only because your stars are young, but your role players are young. This is your first year. You got a first-year head coach, like a first-time head coach. You got a first-time person in charge of the front office. A lot of moving pieces, and all of them are in their first, second year. When you take a step back and think about what the Grizzlies are doing, not only from an on-court win-losses perspective, but off the court in a personnel decision-making situation as well. And it's all working out for them. Everything is, now they've gotten lucky. The ball has bounced their way when it comes to getting that number 2 overall pick and landing a player like John Morant. But, you can mess that pick up. You could have very easily taken. We've seen them mess up the
number
Grizzlies
2 pick.
franchise.
And number
mess
2
up
pick,
the number 2 pick.
I mean,
we've seen it before.
A decade ago.
But in addition to getting the fortune, they have made the right decision with those moves and gone out there the decision to make the trade for Melton and Josh Jackson. Like, you got Melton on this roster, and the decision to trade up to get a Brandon Clark. Like, those are big time decisions, and that's working out for him.
Well, this is the thing. All of those decisions came about because of that one.
Mm-hmm.
It all started with that one,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that they've changed their decision making process. But then, I would say from the next one is to hire Taylor Jenkins, and the way that was another. The Grizzlies haven't hired a coach with experience since Mike Fratello.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it could have gone in a number of different ways. We've seen guys that like Lionel Hollins worked out really well. Dave Yeager worked out pretty well until the end. Other guys, didn't work out so well with JV. Didn't work out so well with Fizdale. Tony Baroni. All that it hasn't always worked out, but. To hire Taylor Jenkins, but it wasn't so much because about that. It was about why they hired him.
Mm-hmm.
Because in years past, as we've seen with Lionel very clearly, with Dave Yeager, those two in particular, and Fizdale probably took the cake on the whole deal. Front office and the coaching staff have not always seen eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
They've not always been on the same page when it comes to evaluating talent, when it comes to playing certain guys. When would they play them? When would they not? What style do you want to play? How do you want to play? All that sort of thing. That stuff all matters. And the Grizzlies have not had any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when they hired Jenkins, they did so with the idea that we're making it a mandate. You are going to work collaboratively. And that was one of the things that he excelled at in Atlanta and Milwaukee. And going back to San Antonio was the ability to kind of incorporate everybody into the mix. He's very conversant with all the advanced numbers that you need and the analytics. He's very comfortable working with all of those sorts of things, but also his ability to coach up players, player development. He's very good at that. So that was seen as a real asset for him to be able to say, because the front office, they were involved heavily in putting his coaching staff together. Basically it was a half and half deal where, they brought people in and they said, these are people we think you should hire, and by we think you should hire them. Basically, like, we need you to get along with these people. And then they also had some people that he brought in as well. And so that's a collaborative kind of thing going forward. Working in terms of putting people and bringing players into the mix and putting them in the rotation and all that stuff. I mean, they are constantly, the front office is discussing, and then that's part of it. He sees that as something of a member of the coaching staff. Their evaluation of what should be happening. Not every coach does. Not every coach is okay with that. But that has allowed them to work together and have a style of play that matches the personnel, which has not always been the case for the Grizzlies. And so that allowed their development to rock it up. You're right to bring up the fact that none of this happens without John Morant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John Morant allows you to supercharge that style of play.
Mm-hmm.
He allows you to supercharge your, as I termed it, to go from a rebuild to a launch. I mean, you can do that with him because he's special.
Mm-hmm.
But they got lucky there. There's nothing else. He just got lucky.
No.
But
yeah.
With the second to get the second pick,
they got lucky.
But they
you had to make the right decision.
Yeah, they worked with the luck though.
Yes,
and they empowered this kid to go out there and be everything that he can be. They handed him the keys, and that was a collaborative thing. Again, all that was collaborative. Brandon Clark, that goes to number 3, my choice number 3, which was they waited to trade Mike Conley until the summer.
Yes,
they could have traded him at the trade deadline for a lot lesser of a deal. They could have said, "Look, we just got to make something happen here. We just, you could do something." And then maybe if we don't trade him, maybe he gets hurt. Maybe he gets upset. Maybe he doesn't play well. This team's, who knows? But they elected not to. They rolled the dice and said, we think based on our expectation that he's going to have a really good second half of the year, that he's going to be in a style play because we've traded off these guys. It's going to be wide open. So he's going to have all the shots he wants. He put up all-star numbers in the last 2-3 months of the season. I mean, he was, crazy numbers. And that coupled with the fact that the Jazz lost in the first round to the Rockets in
Again.
5 games and looked bad doing it. Those two things, all of a sudden the Jazz upped their offer. And as a result of the Jazz up in their offer, and because of the way the deal was structured in the offseason, where you could create a temporary player, you could a traded player exception, you could create that exception. Now Conley goes to Utah, and here's the total of where we're at right now from that deal.
From the Conley deal.
This is
and
all the
offshoots
offshoots
yes.
of that Conley deal. Jay Crowder, Grayson Allen, Brandon Clark, a future Jazz first-round pick, likely 2022, a 2024 Warriors first-round pick, Andre Iguodala, DeAnthony Melton, Josh Jackson. Then still more to come when those guys are traded. All of that, that's 4 of your rotation guys, a guy that's down in South Haven and Josh Jackson, who probably could be part of the rotation if whatever their plan is on him. 2 other first-round picks that are coming in, probably going to be, I would say, at least good and potentially really good, all for Mike Conley, essentially, because of the knockoff effect of each of those trades they made. Amazing. And it will turn out to be one of the most prolific and most value-filled trades in team history.
Yes, and the right front office is in place to handle all of those assets and make good moves with all of those different assets. Yes, you have to get lucky. They have to get lucky with that 2024 Golden State Warriors pick. That it is a lottery pick. Golden State is bad right now. They could, in this draft their next franchise player, and it won't be quite lottery. But still, you have to get lucky there, and then you have to make the right pick. Even if you don't get lucky, even if it is a late teens, early 20s type pick, you can still do things, and we've seen them do this with the Brandon Clark thing, where you package that with something else to move up in a draft to get a player that you want. Again, you have to get lucky in that player fall, but you now have the assets in place to strategically make those types of moves. And I feel like now with this front office, the strategy behind what a front office should be doing, the strategy behind accumulating assets and picks is different and has more of a, I want to say holistic, but long-term view of what is going on. And that is big. That is huge in your front office. You need a front office like that if you're going to be a legit title contender in the future.
That's the thing. There's always been a reactive rather than proactive approach from the Grizzlies for the longest time. You know, Chris Wallace was good at some things, but a lot of times the front office was sort of chasing its tail on some of these deals. And now they have really gone in the other direction where they're looking way further out. I mean, you don't make a trade for a 2024 first-round pick. You know, that's where likely that Warriors pick is going to be. You don't do that without thinking very long term. But if you think about the Warriors and how long it's going to take for them to cycle through the rest of these dudes and Clay and Steph and all that when they're on the downside, that's probably when it starts getting interesting at that point. I mean, who has seen, this year coming? But that's you could see the thought process. Again, same thing with the Jazz pick. That 2022 year was considered the potential double draft year when the high schoolers are going to be coming into the league. In theory, we still haven't had any kind of confirmation of that yet, but that's when that was thought to be the case. So you could see, and also the Jazz, again, if you extend that window out, Mike Conley, maybe he doesn't re-sign there, but maybe if he does, he's not quite what he was. Obviously he's had his difficulties. Maybe the Jazz get a little bit older. Who knows? Point being, that gives you a better chance to get a better pick. All that is kind of calculated. It's all well thought out, which is not always something that we've seen from the Grizzlies, who last year at this time were trading 2 second-round picks to get Justin Holiday in a move that is frustrating. So when they don't bring Josh Jackson up from South Haven, I'm like you. I would like to see it. I would love to see what Josh Jackson would look like with this group. I'd be intrigued by that. But the team's winning a lot of games. They're playing really well. The 11-man rotation that they've got, almost everyone is kind of performing the role they need to be performing right now. I can't really fault them for not bringing up Josh Jackson. I mean, I feel like it would be a bit of a waste, but if they get something for him because he's playing really well in South Haven and they don't risk their culture being damaged by whatever shenanigans he might pull off, okay. Like I can't. I mean, they've literally not gotten it wrong yet. I don't know of a decision they've made yet that's been wrong.
The decision to keep him in South Haven is wrong, but it's not so wrong it's egregious.
I don't think we can say that because if they trade him for something that's really that's pretty good, if they had brought him up in the NBA and he didn't perform, they probably wouldn't have gotten it. But now there's this tantalizing prospect of, well, if he's looking pretty good, and maybe if we bring him into our system and all, it depends on what they get for him.
Okay.
Is it totally wrong? No. I mean, that story is yet to be written. If they get past the trade deadline and they haven't brought him up and they don't bring him up all year and then they lose him for nothing, yeah, that's probably wrong to not have given him a chance. But I still think we have to see what the other side of that is first before we start talking. And then what's happening with Ja and Jaren and all that. I mean, it's just their young players are leading them. So I will tell people this again. Everyone's talking about the playoffs. It would be nice for them to make the playoffs be fun. I can promise you. Okay, they are not going to trade any young asset for a win-now move.
Mm-hmm.
If they make a trade, it's going to involve something that's going to affect them more than just this year. So if that happens to affect them this year too, then great. If you could find a player that they could potentially re-sign and get his bird rights or something like that, a guy that's on an expiring deal, no problem. But the primary focus for them is long-term, not this year. So remember, Chris Wallace is not making decisions. Y'all calm down. That CWPTSD is real.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to explain that. People, it's hard to tell them. But like the past 4 or 5 years, there's always been that guy that nobody really knew what he was doing there, but he was clearly doing something, and people have just latched on to Chris Wallace.
I get it
this year.
I get it, and understandable. We'll come back. We'll get some texts. And to talk about the matchup tonight, we'll also get back into the College Football National Championship game. LSU a winner, one of the best teams in history. They are the champions. Can't wait to talk to Kramer about that on Friday. We'll do that too. We'll get into some more hoops on the other side as well. Peter and CJ with you on The Experience on a foggy Tuesday. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking, no telephone pole to get in your way, a cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we give you this magic music, which will inspire the perfect hire to begin clog dancing. Okay, there's no magic music, but skills tests. That's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire and try skills tests for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch is your one-stop shop for apparel and boots. Cold weather is here, and Frontier's selection of Carhartt winter gear is just what you need. Shop a wide assortment of jeans, dungarees, vests, bib overalls, and coats, including Carhartt's classic Sherpa and quilt line jackets. You'll find Carhartt quality at that Frontier low price. A new year brings plenty of new arrivals in Frontier's ladies' boutique department. Dresses, tunics, tops, printed and solid leggings, and so much more. Thousands of tops, t-shirts by Simply Southern, as well as on-trend shoes and fashion boots. And finally, there's the world-famous Frontier Boots Showroom. Thousands of name-brand boots for men, women, and children. Ariat, Corral, Rocky, Dan Post, and many more. From rugged work boots to classic dress boots, Frontier has your next favorite pair. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV, made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Rosanna, Rosanna, never thought that a girl like you could ever care for me. Rosanna. All I wanna do in the middle of the evening is hold you tight. Rosanna,
Oh, yeah.
Rosanna, I didn't know you were
Dreadnought tries hard for me.
Oh,
That's the one I was thinking of.
since you went away. Rosanna.
Oh, yeah.
They use this song.
Toto.
They use this song specifically in the 1619 podcast, episode 3.
Your dad likes it. Your dad listening in.
Never played these songs for me when I was a child, though.
What? Mr. Hurt, why not?
Never played.
Play that for your son. Come on.
Never played.
Why did you deprive your son of that? I'm giving my son full on soft rock. I'm not letting him.
Are you
My
giving
son
your
and my
son-
daughter, they're understanding it and appreciating it.
Are you giving your son some LL Cool J?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
we've
Good, 'cause
got
I had
a
a lot
number
of
of
LL.
different. We got a number of different.
Rex and Effects?
Yes.
Rump Shaker?
Yes.
Okay, because I had a lot of that also.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing.
Public Enemy?
I told you we did Cutie Pie. That was the big. That was
Yes.
Yeah.
Cutie Pie is a great song.
They love the dancing right there.
Give them some Public Enemy also, because that was a lot. That was in rotation a lot as a child. Rosanna, not.
There you go. See, this is the way that it operates. As we mentioned, the Grizzlies in action later on tonight. Congratulations to the WNBA and their players. So they reached a collective bargaining agreement for a significant salary bump league-wide, $130,000 on average, up to $500,000 for the very best player. Improved travel and marketing opportunities, fully paid salary on maternity leave, among many other changes. It was long overdue for them to get it squared away. Congratulations to them for doing it. That's we're on the right track here.
Mm-hmm. Good. This is big.
Let's see if
for
this
them.
thing. Let's see if this thing
keep
can
it rolling though. There's definitely a market for
absolutely
the WNBA. You have got to invest in it though. You can't have players stranded in airports, flying in 2 hours before a game to play. You can't have stuff like that going on. You got to take care of the people giving you the product, and the more money you invest in them, the better the product will be, and the more able you will be to attract other players. Like it can't be, I play in the WNBA during this season, but my real job is over in Russia. My real job is overseas somewhere where I can play and make actual money. Come on, invest in this thing. It's great that we have it. Let's invest in it.
Yep, I agree. So congratulations to them. That's it's a really fun thing, and I'd like to see how it continues to grow. A lot of everyone. I see some comments. I've never seen a bunch of people work so hard to say they don't care about something. As people talking about.
Okay, like if you don't care, don't say anything.
That's
about
what I'm saying.
it.
I've never seen them. Somebody who doesn't care keeps talking about how much they don't care. Generally, that's a sign that they do, in fact, care.
Or a sign of something else.
Well, I mean, it's that side, but they do care for that reason that you're referring to there. LSU is your national champion. History made last night in the Superdome. What a story! What a story for LSU to win the national championship in New Orleans in front of their fans, in front of their people. People still partying, I'm sure, as we speak right now.
Has the party hadn't stopped?
I don't think it's going to stop.
No.
For ever.
Right.
So speaking of party,
where's this going?
Oh, I love it.
So Coach Orgeron,
Oh, yes.
he was
Coach O?
on ESPN last night with Scott Van Pelt.
Yep.
And
I saw that interview.
Yeah, and so Scott Van Pelt asked him.
SVPs, very good.
Ask him. So what are you doing for fun after this? Because
I remember this
it's pretty much party time.
Mm-hmm.
So this what Coach Orgeron had to say.
You know, we're gonna go back to. We got a nice suite. I got Kelly and my 3 boys with me. We're probably gonna get a ham sandwich or maybe some boudin or something. Go to bed and wake up tomorrow and do it again.
He's go Tigers. Go Tigers. Gonna go get some boudin or something or some ham sandwich. You know,
Go to bed and wake up and do it
go to
again.
bed, wake up, do what again? And when national championship again? Are we gonna do that?
I mean, it starts. Like, I don't know how long coaches get to rest. Who is I feel like we've talked about this and you
Nick
told
Saban,
me.
probably.
The Greek mythological character who is cursed with pushing the boulder up the hill. Sisyphus. And who gets to rest walking down the hill when the boulder rolls down the hill.
I guess. I'm not sure he rests. But
yeah. That is the moment he can find joy. He pushes the boulder up, and then the boulder rolls back down, and he has to walk down to get it. And then walking down, that is where he can find a bit of joy. For college football coaches, it doesn't seem like you ever get that. Like, you get the national championship and ABCs, you always got to be recruiting. You got to go right back out there the next day on the grind and go out there and recruit, go out there for some, try and maintain your coaching staff, find new coaches. You've got to be watching film, breaking this thing down because the season doesn't really stop for you in that position. He's got to get his ham sandwich and get up there and call some of these top recruits and make sure that they saw LSU win the national championship and convince them, hey, don't go to an Alabama, don't go to a Florida, don't go to an Ohio State or Oklahoma. Come here. We can win with you here. He doesn't get a chance to rest. Everybody's got to jump on him because he's been preparing for the national championship game. He's got to get back out there on that recruiting trail, or he can get out. He can get out. 2 8-4, 2 8-5 seasons in a row. Bye, Ed. We don't got time for that. He'll be gone.
Yeah, you can celebrate a little bit. You could thread that needle. You're okay.
No,
he just doesn't. He's just not that guy. He's wired differently. He may do that anyway. Coaches tend to do that, but coaches have a tough time celebrating success. Most of them do. It's a personality quirk.
It's the chip.
When you chase, when you're used to chasing, what do you do when you catch that rabbit? Now what do you do? What's next? It's a weird problem to have, but it's definitely a problem for a lot of these guys. I'm just saying, ham sandwich. Come on, man. You're sitting there in New Orleans. There's so many good things you can eat.
The seafood there is wonderful.
Boudin. Now you sung Boudin. That's a good start. Boudin's a good start.
Texter just texted in said that he's actually just now eating a Popeye a fried chicken.
Okay.
Who Ed is?
Ed Orgeron.
Getting him a Popeye chicken sandwich?
Popeye chicken.
Okay.
That's all right. I mean, that's getting closer. That's getting better. If you're in New Orleans, though, man.
If you're in New Orleans, Popeyes, though.
I mean, Popeyes is technically, I guess, Louisiana. Popeyes Louisiana kitchen, I suppose. But like, come on, let's get some gumbo. I know he's eating thousands of gumbos. Get some more gumbo. You can't eat enough gumbo as far as I'm concerned.
Can we entertain that scenario for a second?
What?
Imagine
in
Popeyes. What would he say?
Go Tigers.
You'd have to say anything. They walk and hand him a spicy chicken sandwich.
Go Tigers. Get a Popeye chicken sandwich.
Spicy.
Make it spicy.
He's always spicy.
Thank you.
His voice is just impossible.
No, they were interviewing him pre-game. I'm like, why? Only thing I understood was Go Tigers.
He's gotten better. His voice is better. He's more understandable now than he was.
Don't tell me.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy.
True.
He's more understandable now. He is a man of few words. He doesn't have a lot of I wouldn't say a ton of insightful things. Mm-hmm. He's very basic, but he does the job that he does exceptionally well. And he put the thing together, and we were talking about with the Grizzlies about building a plan and all that. then I got to give Orgeron a lot of credit for doing. That's exactly what he did. It was, he made the realization. They didn't give me the job at USC. I kind of messed up at Ole Miss. People see me as a big old ogre and a dum-dum and I can't talk and blah 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 and all this. And he understood. He said, "Look, I got to change that perception, and the only way I can do that is by changing the way that I behave and the way that I act and the way that I operate." And he did that. He changed the way he operated. He fully admitted that, hey, we don't know what we're doing. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep running the same antiquated offense. We cannot do it. We have to figure this thing out. And in order to do so, we got to shake it up. And that means, hey, man, when the Saints send over an offensive control analyst, named Joe Brady, that really, 28 years old, never worked in college, who knows, and he starts to kind of overhaul and teach them some RPO stuff and some of the, more modern passing stuff. And when it all starts to work and you hire this guy and give him basically the keys to the kingdom when it comes to the offense, this man is, not even 30, has no major experience. You got Insminger, who's been around for a long time, and Orgeron's been around for a long time, and these guys are willing to say, look, this dude knows what he's doing. We love him. You can do it. And very few would be willing to do that, and they were. And you can see them reaping the benefits with maybe the greatest offense in college football history.
Take a look around. It doesn't seem like it's that hard to do this, but apparently it is. Ego is a big
hard.
reason.
Ego's a big
But
thing.
take a look around. If you're in LSU, take a look around and say, hey, we keep losing to these really good teams. But we've got players that match theirs. We've recruited better than most of the teams in the nation. Why are we constantly in the 8-4, 9-3 range during the regular season? Why are we not more of a threat to Alabama in our division? Why, when Auburn's good, are we not more of a threat to them? What is keeping us back? Is it the players? Is it the talent that we've accumulated? No, because these guys come in highly touted, one, and then they leave and they go to the NFL and play really well in the NFL. So if it's not the players, it's got to be something else. Is it me? Is it what I'm running? Am I not utilizing the weapons that I have on roster the right way? Probably. That's probably what it is. We need to make a change in how we coach and what we coach and what our philosophies are. Otherwise, we're going to get left behind and we're never going to get to where we want to be. And at LSU, it is SEC championship game and SEC championship contention and Sugar Bowl, college football playoff, New Year's Six Bowl, something like that. That is where you want to be if you're LSU. Ed Orgeron looked around and said, yo, you know what? It's not you, it's me. I'm going to make changes. Hats off to him. I said it in the first hour. Talent is at Texas. Talent is at Michigan. Talent's at Miami. Talent is at USC. The talent is not the issue. It's whether or not you as a coach can look around and self-reflect a bit and say, hey, you know what? I might be doing this thing wrong. Let me take a look at what I'm doing and make changes. Not let me beat this system and this scheme into my players and blame them and others when things don't go the right way. You've got to be able to adapt as a coach. That's the only way you get to get a long career. That's it, man. Gone are the days of running the same thing over and over and over again. Adapt or get left.
They let this guy come in and do it, and it has changed everything. Let's talk to John, who's dialed up. John, what's up?
What up, John?
Hey.
Hello, John.
Can you? Yeah. Hey. I think part of the thing that helped LSU last night was I don't know if you guys know about sort of a curse down there with regard to the hotels. Everybody that stays at the Marriott wins. If you go back and look at the history, not only of
the
of
JW
that game,
Marriott on Canal,
the Marriott 500 Canal, right across from the Sheraton that the media guys stayed in.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever anybody stays in that hotel, they win.
Huh.
Got to stay.
If you look at the last time LSU played Alabama and they got killed 21-0, I remember listening to their head equipment guy when he was packing up saying, damn hotel. And I work with all these guys, so I know them. but
Well,
it's
you
been a long
got to
time.
get that hotel. Got to get that. Yeah, got to get that reservation early. You got to get in there.
Saban always wants the Marriott when he's in New Orleans.
Okay, I didn't know that was a deal.
I know. Now you.
Thank you,
know.
John.
You got to learn these things. This is a real deal.
If
real
you
info.
call the Sugar Bowl, they'll give you the history. It's pretty cool.
I love it. I love it. I
Thanks,
love it, John. Great
have
stuff.
a good one.
Thank you very much.
I
Great
didn't
stuff.
know it was the hotel.
Yeah.
Does it work in like personal life? Because I might need to like book a room in the hotel tomorrow.
Okay.
Get my personals in order.
Because
like I said, I've already
get your mentals in order. Get your chicken in order.
Get my chicken in order, man. I've already messed up 2020, but I'm pretty sure 2021 is going to be my year.
Okay.
I might need to start early by going to that hotel.
I would say you gotta get your mentals and your chicken in order before you worry about anything else.
I love
I think it's
Marshawn.
very important to do all that. When we return, we're going to help get your mentals in order for the rest of your day as we get you set for what's coming up. And we'll give you a quick reminder. And I have a question for you about a decision that a particular outlet made to go with a cover. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. We'll get into it on the other side as we wrap up this edition of The Experience, brought to you by our friends at Acura of Memphis, right here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
That's the sound of NyQuil Severe hard at work. NyQuil Severe is the best sleep with a cold medicine. No tossing and turning, just rest and recovery. So you're ready to take on tomorrow. For powerful relief of your worst cold and flu symptoms, try NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold? Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkhammer for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. Thinking about buying a newer used car or truck? Remember, the selection's better and the savings are bigger at Sunrise. Over 600 new cars and trucks to choose from. Factory savings up to $13,000 and interest rates low as 0%. Immediate financing with next to nothing down and a $6 million used car inventory. Specializing in cars and trucks under $10,000 and monthly payments under $200. Bad credit, it's okay. At Sunrise, we've got a financing plan for everybody. SunriseMemphis.com. We're saving you money. It's just the way of doing business. Covington, Pike, Wolfchase, and Collierville. We make it fun to buy a car again.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for fall flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. We're located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs. Look forward to seeing everyone over the holidays.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 on social media. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Woman's eyes, I can feel you watching in the night.
Yeah. What?
All alone
Yep.
with me.
What? Huh? Who? What?
Yep. First girlfriend. Her name was Sarah.
Did you play this for?
Once I discovered it, once my father played it for me, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
That's beautiful.
Quoted it often.
Your dad is a real soft rock legend.
He is. He did not raise children to like
No.
soft rock, though.
That's a shame. But that's all right.
It's you.
How do you feel about are we going to talk about the OBJ handing out wads of cash to LSU players on the field?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm pretty sure none of those guys have eligibility left. I didn't see anybody out there who had eligibility, anybody who I thought was coming back. So, yeah. Knock it out.
Yeah, like
money, shake them.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, he's a guaranteed first-round pick. So there's a good.
Is
yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been mocked in like top 15.
Okay.
And I don't know who the other guy is. I think I was trying to find him. They were John Trey Kirkland. He's a junior.
So let's see. It looks like at least 1,000. I can tell. It's hard to.
For those of you who hadn't seen the video,
Yeah.
Odell just walks out with this wad of money, and it's like two handsfuls of money, and just counts some off, and then daps these dudes up for the most greatest, bestest handshake, money shake ever.
Love it. Good.
Like,
it just right out there.
Just in front of everybody, money shakes it up, making sure to make a mockery of the nonsensical nature of the NCAA.
Oh, giving out money left and right like the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase out here, and then all the time, all the while, this Kurt Angle looking CNN reporter is trying to interview him. Like, hey, Odell, what do you think about the heart of the team, guy? What does this tell you about the heart of this the champion? I mean, he's handing out money. Ask him about handing out money. That's what we want to know.
Hey, Odell,
that's what the people want to know.
How much money you breaking these dudes off of?
How much
hey,
money
Odell,
you handing
shake
out?
my hand, bro. Let's shake hands, dog.
How much money did you bring to this? Where is it? Can I get some? Is you got like just a wad in your pocket? You got the rubber bands going? What do we got here? Like, give me some. That's what the people need to
how
know.
are you holding that together?
Don't give me the.
Are you just walking around with that type of money? Who the hell you got rolling with you?
Listen to this guy, okay? I'm gonna turn. Give me over here. Give me the sound over here, Zach. I'm gonna listen to this man. See if you can.
I told you that.
Odell, what's the heart of these guys? What's this game say about the heart of
What? No.
Who cares about the heart of the guys?
Odell, what's
there are thousands of dollars being given out.
Odell, what does it say about the heart of the champion that you're handing out wads of money? What are you?
No.
Come on, man.
No, ask the real question. Odell.
How much money are you handing out?
Odell, what a player like me got to do to get some of that?
Hey, I look like Kurt Angle. Can you give me some money? I mean, this is. I mean, it's just. It's so good, so good.
Mm-hmm.
I firmly believe that we should all be handing out money. I mean, people should be handing out money at the end of each of these games. It's a wonderful thing.
It's great.
You know, it's happening in a matter of course in certain areas. It's so great. Wonderful.
I love it. Keep handing it out.
Let's go.
Uncle Luke style. Let's get it. Uncle Luke was more
if you have
allegedly in the background. But no, get on the field and dap these dudes up.
If you have evidence of NCAA violations, please email compliance@lsu.edu. Hugh Freeze is going to send that tweet out soon. Oh, man.
Hey, if Will Wade can make strong-ass offers, OBJ, Will Wade's making strong-ass offers, and they're not winning a national championship. OBJ can break these dudes off.
You got to do it. It's fantastic. I love it. Keep it up. Congratulations.
Still has a fat wad. Like, I have to believe that he's giving that money out to certain people. Like, they went out, they talked about it. Like, hey, y'all win this, I got you. And he has a wad camera like this. And he's just counting out the money. I'm assuming that's hundreds also. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 6, 7, 8, 9, a G. Here you go, my guy. Just, dash them up. All my signing bonuses going to you guys.
He probably said, I mean, he probably was, it probably was one of those things where they had a little handshake agreement. And, if you can do this, then
Just to understand.
Get that? That's no problem.
I'm sorry.
And then of course on top of that, we come to find out that Chad Johnson is trying out for the XFL as a kicker.
I need that
on Monday. That's he's gonna try out in Houston. To be a kicker.
If your league is the two premier players in your league, a punter and a field goal kicker, I'm kind of here for it. What's the punter's name? Oakland's former punter, Marquette King. Mm-hmm. Marquette King, Chad Ochocinco. Those would be the face of this league, and I love it. I'm here for this.
I'm ready for it, man. That'd be beautiful. I want to see him get to the NFL. If he kicks well, yeah. Get back in the league as
that's great.
And then play a little receiver also.
No, don't want to see that.
Kicker, that'd be great.
No, I don't want
to. I want to see a kicker that can also play as a receiver. I want to see multitask out here.
Well, wait a little bit longer.
Come on,
Chad
man.
Johnson should not be a receiver at the NFL level.
Come on, man.
A kicker though, like I am
possession receiver.
I am in. Get 2 yards down the field and fall.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. I am here for Ochocinco the kicker. That would be fun.
So congratulations again to
Ocho.
To Ocho, yeah, but congratulations though to LSU. And I got to say, Joe Burrow in particular, we saw that picture of him with the cigar, and he looks like
just chilling.
And did you know that in that same, he's wearing a hat, and that hat says Big Joe on it.
I did not know that's what the hat said. All right.
Yep.
He got a different sort of vibe to him. I like Joe Burrow.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really. You gotta appreciate the guy that's just ready to get after it like that.
Let you know, the interview he had with, I feel like, a LSU reporter, where she has a picture of him as a child. Like, hey, does this look like a Heisman Trophy winner? It's like, damn right it does.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to this kid? I say he looks like a champion. Like, I know a Mother Bleeper wanted to say Mother Nature.
Yeah,
he looks like a Mother Nature champion right here.
He did.
What you mean?
That's exactly right.
Joe's great.
Fantastic. What's coming up next on Middays?
Coming up on Middays, the Hall of Famer Joe Theismann is joining us.
HOFJT, got it.
He's joining. Also, Steve Macy, Conor O'Gara, Don Wade, and then 2.5 questions.
I hear there's some Don Wade is, I think, hitting some smoke on the baseball stuff. So I'm excited to hear what Don's coming in swinging on these the cheating, the dastardly sport of baseball.
Okay,
for sure. Everybody have a wonderful day, except CJ. Everybody else though, have a wonderful day out there, and we'll talk again tomorrow.
For over 25 years, Sports 56